Yeah, and if you can get on, follow it on YouTube, sometimes you can just follow the comments.
Okay.
Everyone, and we welcome you to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. I'm Joe Hurlbert. Joining me tonight is my color commentary analysis is Drew Jacobs. And Drew, glad to have you aboard.
Yeah, Joe, it's great to be here. Where else would you rather be on a Friday night here in St. Mary's?
Absolutely. When you look at the weather, absolutely picture perfect to start the high school football season for 2022. And I'll tell you, it's going to be a good contest. These two teams met last year. The Roughriders won 10-7 down in London, and of course the home and home opening games is part of the contract, and so London is back here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field, so should be an interesting contest. But both of these teams last year finished 10-3. Both of these teams advanced into the playoffs, and the Roughriders made it to the Division III regional semifinal, where they lost to Hamilton-Baden by a score of 45-10. First of all, let's take a quick look at the London Red Raiders. Of course, they come in, but their head coach is Kyle Cutler. Last year, as we mentioned, they also finished 10-3. They advanced into the into the playoffs as well. But the personnel that we've got so far, and we have limited personnel that we are aware of, but we've got Damian Roby, a 6-foot junior at quarterback now. They've lost quite a bit of seniors from last year's team.
Yeah, they a big part of their offense and defense last year was number 16. I believe it was Isaiah Jones, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
He went on to play linebacker at Indiana University. So anytime you have a player that's was out in the Big Ten,
sure,
is definitely making an impact. Along with the quarterback that you mentioned, they did lose a starting running back. I believe he was number 20. And they were a very senior-dominated team with, it seems to look like, very few coming in this year. I think I tallied up maybe 10 total seniors on this year's ball club for them.
And the roster shows not only those 10 seniors, but they have 30 freshmen listed on their roster. So they've got numbers, but obviously they're a very young and possibly inexperienced team, but only time will tell as we get this game underway. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Roughriders for tonight's contest. We'll have the presentation of our colors and the national anthem, and we'll be ready to start the 2022 football season when we come back right after this.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
St. Mary's Legion Post 323, veterans working for veterans and the future of our country. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 supports veterans programs such as Gifts for Yanks, Support the Troops, Comfort Warriors, Blood Donor, POW MIA programs, as well as children and youth programs. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 also donates thousands of dollars each year to local summer programs such as Boys State, Girls State, Scholarships in Education, Boy Scouts, Oratorical, and Shooting Sports. St. Mary's Legion Post 323, remembering the past, living the present, and working for the future.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Fields. As you can see on your screen, the presentation of our nation's colors presented tonight by the American Legion Post 323, as well as our VFW post here in St. Mary's. But Drew, when you talk about the Roughriders coming into the 2022 season, again, they finished 10-3 last year. They were 7-2 in the Western Buckeye League. They tied for second with OG. They lost in the second round of the D3 playoffs in the regional semis to Hamilton-Baden 45-10. But you know, a lot of experience, a lot of returning players. They've got 11 starters returning on both sides of the ball, plus 20 seniors. So they're a veteran team, and they're going to mix in some veterans as well as some young people. But those young people have also seen a lot of playing time last year.
Yeah, I think that's a big key here, Joe. You know, they might not have been your full-time starters, but you have guys coming back like your Greg Felvers, like your Colton Mabrys. They might have not been getting the ball every time or playing every down, but just the fact that to be under these Friday night lights takes a huge edge off some of these guys, especially in the opener.
I'll tell you what, when you look at the Rough Riders on the front line, you've two people stick out for sure. One is Braden Saylor at 305, 6'3", and then on the other side at tackle, 6'2", 370-pound junior Xavier Leclerc. Not only that, but Caleb Miller has moved from offensive tackle to the center position, and he's 6'5", 260. So the Rough Riders have got some big kids in the front line, and they're going to be called upon to open up some big holes for some veteran running backs.
Yeah, size is not going to be an issue this year. It does not appear. You know, a lot of these guys getting some playing time, as we did just touch on. Moving Caleb Miller to center might be a little change of scenery for him, but I don't have any doubt that he's the right man for the job. Offensive line should be one of the strengths of this offense in general. You know, you have a couple new backs coming in that weren't getting your full load. You're replacing some heavy hitters, guys such as Tanner Howe, Ross Henshin. But there's plenty of guys that got plenty of touches last year. Another thing to touch on would be the new quarterback, Cody Wallace. Was out most of the year last year with a banged-up shoulder, I believe. And now he's back healthy. And in the scrimmages, he looks like he's slinging the ball pretty well. So,
yeah, he broke his collarbone in the scrimmage against Findlay last year, and he got to start seeing some touches, you know, game 9, game 10, and into the playoffs. But, you know, when you talk about the offensive backfield, you talk about Aiden Hinkle. It's coming back. He's been playing since he was a freshman. Braden Sullivan, he's got a lot of touches last year. Colton Mabry started last year as a freshman. And, of course, as you mentioned, Cody Wallace, I think he goes about 6'3", 200 pounds. Been to a lot of camps this summer, so he's worked on his technique, and hopefully he's got a lot of arm strength. Defensively, Jay Schaefer will be the guy that we'll keep an eye on. He's moved from linebacker to defensive end. Logan Compton and Hunter Mabry return in the down line. Also, Caden Sharp, Keegan Sharp at corners, Braden Sullivan, and Heath Dillsaver in the safety. So they've got some veteran people there. And keep in mind, last year, the Rough Rider defense was number 1 in the Western Buckeye League in total yards, just giving up 72.9 yards per game and only 8.3 points per game. And the offense on the other side, they were averaging 258 yards of total offense per game. So hopefully that will give them a little bit momentum as we get ready to start this 2022 season underway. While we're waiting for the playing of our national anthem, we'll talk about a few games around the Western Buckeye League. Defiance is taking on Napoleon tonight. Shawnee played LCC last night and lost 27-7. Bath is on the road at New Bremen. Elida is at Spencerville. Versailles is taking on Salina. Coldwater is at Kenton. Eastwood is at OG. Bryan is at Van Wert. Wapak will be on the road. They'll take on the Flyers of Marion Local. So that should be some interesting games around the Western Buckeye League. And also we want to say a special shout out to Chris Jacobs and Brandy Patterson. Of course, Chris is your mother. She traveled down to the James today so she could watch tonight's game with Brandy as she begins her first round of intense treatment for her cancer. So our prayers and thoughts are with Brandy, and safe returns for Chris as she comes back. Right now they're playing the national anthem. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back with the kickoff right after this.
Auglaize Equipment Rental is your source for all your equipment needs. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner with a project, we can help get the job done more efficiently. Check us out at 1900 Salina Road or auglaizeequipmentrental.com or just call 419-394-7883. Auglaize Equipment Rental.
St. Mary's Eagles 767 is dedicated to promoting the general welfare of the citizens of St. Mary's by giving special attention to public improvements. They are also committed to helping meet the public needs and all that relates to the betterment, convenience, and comforts of the citizens of St. Mary's. For more information on how you can become a member, call 419-394-3257 or stop in during business hours at 404 East Spring Street in St. Mary's. St. Mary's Eagles 767, people helping people.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a middle school and high school club looking to spread God's love throughout numerous schools and communities of our local area. FCA's favorite play of the game is both teams joining together in prayer at the conclusion of the game. God bless you, sports fans.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health System Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs as we get ready to bring you the season opener of the 2022 high school football season as the St. Mary's Roughriders host the London Red Raiders. I want to welcome aboard before we get underway our new scoreboard sponsor for the 2022 season. We'd like to welcome Family Audiology as our scoreboard sponsor, and of course some familiar sponsors we've had throughout the years. Lori Yelton, State Farm Insurance, sponsors our kickoff and kickoff returns. Of course, our penalty sponsor is Dave Weilbacher, attorney at law. Fowler TV is our first down sponsor. Hewer Renovating, we thank him for joining again for our halftime and post-game sponsor. And of course, we thank Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub as they are our big Roughrider replay sponsors. And that'll be heard between the first and second quarter and also between the third quarter and fourth quarter. And sometimes I forget that. So hopefully we'll get them all in. Well, the officials you see on your screen are meeting at midfield. The Rough Riders will be in their home blue jerseys with gold numerals and gold pants. The London Red Raiders in their white traveling uniforms, white pants, white jerseys, red numerals, white helmets. So buckle in. Glad you're able to join us wherever you might be watching. Rough Rider football this evening. Ryan Fulmer for the Red Raiders will do the kicking. Back to return the kickoff for St. Mary's.
Looks like Keegan Sharp, Braden Sullivan, and
can't see the one closest to us.
I can't see the one closest either.
Number seven, that is Kevin Perry. Our kickoff is a short one. It's picked up by number 33. That's Tristan Gardner. So Tristan Gardner returns the football out to the to the 29-yard line, so it'll be Rough Rider football, 1st and 10. I'm sorry, the 24-yard line, so we'll get them started there. Quarterback will be Cody Wallace, 6'3", 200-pound junior.
Looks like the Rough Riders started the season off with the bread and butter of the trap.
Trap with Aiden Hinkle on the carry. Aiden picks up about 4 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 6. Just underway from Grand Lake Health Systems Field in St. Mary's. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs bringing you the season opener. of Rough Rider football here on Rider Nation Station. Up the middle it goes to Colton Mabry.
Looks like the Riders are going to be about 2 yards short of the first down on that carry by Mabry.
So we'll call it third down and a long one. Good offensive line surge up front by the big fellas up front. We talked about them in our pregame.
Yeah, that's going to be the strength. We're watching them work here. This 3rd and 1, they can put it to the test early.
They'll go to the right side. I think that was Colton Mabry again on the carry.
Good initial surge. It looks like we might have got enough for the first down there.
Yep, they're going to move the chains, so that's a Fowler TV first down. For all your TV and entertainment needs, see Fowler TV in St. Mary's. They are our first down sponsors throughout the course of the season. Going to slot to the left, give the ball to Hinkle. Hinkle runs off tackle. And then we'll give him a gain of about 4 again on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 6. The ball will be placed at the St. Mary's 39-yard line.
Out doing a lot of subbing early. Wallace is going back and forth from the huddle to the sideline, working with the same guys.
I have never figured that one out. Back in the day when I played, our guards carried the plays in. Give the ball to Mabry. He's going to go sweep left. He's got some room. He picks up the first down, and we've got a flag on the play. We'll see what that's called.
It's a good gain by Mabry, but it might be negated by the flag that was thrown in late.
Yeah, the Rough Riders are coming back. There we see it on the replay. We didn't see that, but they're going to be Rough Riders going to be called for a hold. It's a Dave Weilbacher, attorney at law, penalty. For all your legal needs, see Dave Weilbacher, attorney at law, 216-225-9181.
It's going to put the Rough Riders here at 2nd and 16. See if we possibly see Wallace's arm strength on display here early.
Rough Riders in a tight set. Give the ball to Sullivan.
It's like the ball's on the ground.
And the ball is loose, but now we got a flag. So the ball's loose. The fumble was recovered by London, but there's a flag on the play. And he may be. It looked like he was down. On our replay that we just saw, it looked like Sullivan was down. There he is.
Fortunately, these high school refs can't see this replay.
Right there, his knee was down. Yeah, you're right. So it'll be the Red Raiders ball as the Rough Riders turn it over. It'll be 1st and 10 London on the Rough Rider 31-yard line. Quarterback is Damon Roby. He'll throw it out to his receiver. And he breaks it to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. So on the very first offensive play, the London Raiders score.
Unfortunately, Joe, this seems to have started a lot like last year. An early fumble has led to a quick score by the London Red Raiders.
Pass was caught by Connor Lacey. So the point after touchdown will be attempted by Ryan Fulmer. Damian Roby will hold. And the Red Raiders have jumped out to a 6-0 lead with the point after coming. This kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 9:06 remaining here in the first quarter on the Family Audiology scoreboard, it's the London Red Raiders 7, the St. Mary's Rough Riders 0. Back with the London kickoff right after this.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ellen Hunter, owner of Family Audiology Associates with offices in Salina and St. Mary's. I am a St. Mary's Memorial graduate and a proud supporter of our Auglaize and Mercer County community. Since 2004, my staff and I have tested and treated the hearing imbalance of many of our infants, children, adults, and elderly in our community, and we would be proud for you or your loved one to be one of our next patients. Call Family Audiology Associates today, your hometown hearing experts, and go Riders!
Back at Grand Lake Health Systems Field, Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs, where the London Red Raiders score quickly on their opening possession, very first play. Pass completed from Damian Roby to Connor Lacey. And the Rough Riders find themselves trailing 7-0 in the early goings. As Drew said, very much of what we saw last year. But I think last year that was a field goal. The Rough Riders were down 3-0.
I believe it was. I believe it went down 7-0 off of a fumble return.
Okay.
I don't know that the Red Raiders ever took the field after that fumble. I believe it popped to a defender and they ended up in the end zone.
This kickoff return is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Be a legend. Insure your life. State Farm Insurance. See Lori Yelton in St. Mary's. Good return by the Rough Riders. And I want to say that was Braden Sullivan.
Yes. Rough Riders in a little more favorable field position here at the start of this drive. See if we can keep control of the ball. Put something together here.
So the Rough Riders have the ball for the second time in the contest. They'll start from their own 36-yard line. 8:59 remaining here in the first quarter on the Family Audiology scoreboard. Turn, give the ball to Mabry. It's going to go wide to the left. We'll give him a gain of about 3 on the play. We'll call it second down. Well, we'll give him a gain of about 5. So we'll call it second down and, well, now they move it back, so we'll call it second down and 6.
Yeah, Joe, when I was watching the film, it seemed that early on we had some of the same success running the ball with the sweeps and the counters that we did last year. So it seems that we're dipping back into that bag early on here.
Cody Wallace under center. Give the ball to Aiden Hinkle, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he was able to maybe lunge forward for a couple. So we'll call it third down and about 4. Want to remind listeners along the way that sometime in the second half, sometime in the third quarter or so, we'll have our Rough Rider trivia question for you. It's a good one. It'll make you think.
Looks like Caleb Felver and Keegan Sharp have entered the game here as well.
Wallace rolls to the right, and he's going to go down for a loss. That's a big loss.
Looks like the Riders are walking out the punt team here. Not necessarily the second drive they were looking for, but.
Nope. Off to a slow start to start the 2022 season are the Rough Riders. Back to do the punting for the Rough Riders is Jace Schaefer. Of course, the Rough Riders lost a good one in Brandon Bowers. And we talked about that in the press box earlier. He's doing well.
Yeah, he seems to be having some success actually out in California. I believe he is kicking for a junior college out there with hopes of possibly moving on to another university at some point. So
awesome. Elijah Mitchell on the punt return called for the fair catch. So the second possession for the London Red Raiders at the 6:56 mark here in the first quarter. On the Family Audiology scoreboard, finds the football at their own 28-yard line. 1st and 10. Connor Lacey will go wide to the left.
Very similar formation here that they ran on that first play of the game for the touchdown.
Roby keeps the football, and we've got a flag on the play, and the Rough Riders are going to throw him back for about a 5-yard loss. But we've got a flag on the play. Good pursuit by the Rough Riders. Sharp has a hold of him and then holds him up till the rest of the blue and gold can get to him. So we've got a penalty on the play, a Dave Weilbacher attorney at law penalty. And they're going to move the ball back even further, I believe. Going to move it back 10 more yards. So it'll be first down and 25 for the Red Raiders. The ball is placed at their own 13-yard line.
I believe they got one of the Red Raiders for clipping on that play, kind of behind the play almost.
I think that's a penalty from the spot of the foul. Roby steps back, looking for a receiver, overthrows.
The Roughrider defense was in hot pursuit there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hunter Canny was his intended receiver. It'll be second down and 25 for the Red Raiders. Roby in the shotgun for London. Passes out, no good.
Joe, it looks like
Nice
they almost
hit.
just ran the same exact play. The Rough Riders were sitting on it hard.
Exactly, good
nice
job.
hit by, it looks to be
Tristan Gardner. 5'9", 155-pound senior.
Ball was overthrown, but he made sure with that hit to make sure to split that pass up.
So it'll be third down and long. This obviously is a passing situation, so see if the Rough Rider defensive front can put some pressure on Roby. Goes back, he's looking downfield. And he overthrows his intended receiver. No flag. Pass was intended for Connor Lacey. And that'll bring up fourth down and 25, and the Red Raiders will punt.
Looked like Keegan Sharp was running stride for stride along with Kevin Perry with the intended receiver there. Not much hope with that deep ball with that kind of blanket coverage.
Doing the punting for London is Elijah Mitchell. Braden Sullivan is back, and maybe Kevin Perry would be the other one. I'm not really sure. I can't see.
I can't catch the jerseys either.
No, it's
looks like
Sharp.
It's Keegan Sharp.
Yep. Sullivan to the 40-yard line. So the Rough Riders continue to increase their field position on each possession. Now they'll have the football at the Red Raider 40-yard line.
It was a nice return there. Punt was very shallow, gave the returner time to kind of analyze the field as they were looking to set up some blocks.
So the Rough Riders will have it first and 10. The ball is placed at the Red Raider 40-yard line. Mabry. Good run to the left, good blocking up front, and he'll pick up about 8 yards on the play. We'll call it second down and 2 for the Rough Riders.
Good run by Mabry, but the double team at the top of the screen kind of set that edge. You see a lot of the white jersey guys laying on their backs there.
That's what you like to see. Second down and 2. Ball is on the Red Raider 32-yard line. Cody Wallace with a QB sneak, and he'll get the first down. It's a Fowler TV first down. So they'll move the chains. The Rough Riders will get a fresh set of downs. Logan Compton checks into the ball game offensively for the Rough Riders. Cody Wallace will come over and get the play from offensive coordinator Kobe Fry.
Thus far, the interior surge does not seem to be a problem after losing 3 seniors last year.
Yeah.
Having some new faces in there running the full-time show. It's kind of a question initially, but.
Mabry goes left, jukes to the inside, and continues outside, picks up about 8 yards on the play again. Nice run by Colton Mabry. We'll see it here on the replay. Just follows his blockers. Good job out front.
Again, the edge was set. Mabry kept his eyes up, followed the rest of his pulling guards.
Greg
It's an
Felver and
easy 8 yards for him.
Trent Wyckoff, 2 guards for the Rough Riders. Braden Saylor and Xavier Leclerc, the 2 tackles. Rough Riders in a full house tee. Give the ball to Hinkle.
It's going to be awfully close to the first down.
Yeah, it's going to be close to a first down. It is a Fowler TV first down at the 4:33 mark on the Family Audiology scoreboard. Riders trail early in the going here, 7-0. Of course, London scored on the very first play of their first possession of the game. Full house in the backfield for the Rough Riders. Wallace under center. Give the ball to Sharp to the 5. Touchdown, Keegan Sharp.
That was a heck of a run, Joe. Breaking multiple tackles, still staying behind the guards.
Good blocking up front. Good stiff arm there, breaks a tackle.
Hinkle coming from the fullback position, getting a little downfield blocking. Kind of springing that the rest of the way into the end zone. That's the momentum the Rough Riders needed.
Absolutely. Braden Sullivan will hold. Logan Rush will attempt the point after. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 4:09 remaining in the first quarter, on the Family Audiology scoreboard, it's the St. Mary's Rough Riders 7 and the London Red Raiders 7. We'll be back with the Rough Rider kickoff right after this.
Here at TLC, we expanded our business, so we wanted the security of knowing exactly where all the kids are and what's going on in each of the rooms. We chose Fowler's because we've done all our televisions with them, and they mentioned they have security systems. So we just wanted to go out and look at it, and they were very upfront, and they do excellent work from start to finish. And so we chose Fowler's TV. It's been great for us here at TLC Learning Center, and Fowler's TV would be great for anyone.
Over alongside Drew Jacobs, 7-7 on the Familyology scoreboard. Good drive by the Rough Riders. They got good field position on a good return on a punt and was able to take it in from there. And now we're going to get ready to see some special teams on the kickoff. And this kickoff is being brought to you by Lori Elton, State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. Lori Elton, State Farm Insurance in St. Mary's. Jay Schaefer will tee it up. And it will go down to Elijah Mitchell at about the 12-yard line. Breaks a tackle there, breaks another tackle there, gets to the outside, and is finally brought down on the far side of the field.
Covered a lot of field there to only end up on the, looks to be the 25-ish yard line. Completely reverse fields trying to evade those Rough Rider tacklers.
You see 31 in your screen, Logan Compton, who, well, I was going to say he was in on the tackle, but he just fell on the pile.
See if the Rough Rider defense can keep the momentum here that they just brought over from the last drive, kind of setting up that offensive 40-yard drive.
Roby will give the ball to their running back. I want to say it could be Noah Solers.
That was a hard-fought run by Solers. Was met about 5 yards into the play and ended up stretching it for it looks to be about 10.
Picks up a first down, so it'll be a fresh set of downs for London. Ball will be placed at their own 36-yard line. Give the ball to Solers. He's going to stretch it to the outside. Good support from the outside by the Rough Riders. We'll give him a gain of about 1 on the play, if that. So we're going to call it second down, and we'll call it second down and 9. Splitting wide to the left is Jonathan Sexton for
You got a flag
London.
at the start.
We got a flag on the play. Good job by the Rough Rider defense as Damian Roby kept the football. Really had nothing to. He couldn't do anything with the football. He couldn't hand it off. He just kind of ate it. But we have a flag on the play. Dave Wildbacher penalty on the play.
It's like the Roughriders will. Are we on to decline that to send it to third down? Yes, that is. The Roughriders decline that penalty. Force it to third down and a long.
We'll give Roby a gain of about 2 on the play. We'll call it second down and about third down and 7. That's a lateral. Pass was caught by number 33. That was Andrew Sims.
Looks like the Red Raiders took a timeout before the snap of the ball.
So it's not going to count. So we're going to take a break as they take a timeout on the field. We're going to take a time in for this with 3:08 remaining in the first quarter. It's the St. Mary's Rough Riders 7, the Red Raiders 7 on our Family Audiology scoreboard. We'll be right back right after this. Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub has partnered with Rider Nation Station this season so that every Friday night, Guarneri's can be Rough Rider Central. Guarneri's will be streaming Rough Rider football live every Friday night at 7, paired with your favorite Rider aid. Call Guarneri's during or after the game to place your pickup order for pizza, wings, or hoagies at 419-394-2244. Remember, Guarneri's, home of the signature Big Ralph. It'll be third down and we'll call it 7 for the Red Raiders. Pass comes back to Sims. He breaks a tackle, gets to the outside. We got a flag coming in from way back. He's going to be short of the first down.
Looks like we're going to have a holding call, Joe, on number 23 for the Red Raiders.
Well, let's take a look if we can get a replay up here and confirm that this is literally a lateral. That's a lateral. So, for example, if he drops that, it's live.
And for later on in the game, that could also be another pass thrown possibly.
So the penalty will move the ball back to the Red Raider 30-yard line. 3:01 remaining on the Family Audiology scoreboard. Big play for the Rough Rider defense. Keep field position if at all possible. Roby will go under center. Good job by Compton. The pass is caught. And good defense there by the Rough Riders.
Rough Riders sniffed
Keegan
that
Sharp.
out. Little misdirection action to a backside screen to number 42, I believe, Braden Detello.
Keegan Sharp and Jamal Kessler in on the stop, so we're going to force London into a punting situation. Keegan Sharp and Braden Sullivan will go back. They'll be standing about their own 30-yard line. Elijah Mitchell will do the punting for London. High end over end punt taken by Sullivan at the 25 to the 35 to the 40. And he'll be brought down at about the 46-yard line. And here comes another flag.
Multiple flags from both angles, Joe. Maybe a little extracurriculars.
And there, yeah. It's another Dave Wildbacher penalty. Officials are trying to sort this one out. So actually it's a personal foul against London, so they're going to move the ball 15 yards.
Late in the play, it looked like a helmet went flying. I didn't catch on the replay what exactly caused that helmet to end up on the ground, but I would have to assume that's probably where the 15 yards came from in the Rough Riders' favor.
So the Rough Riders will have it 1st and 10 at the London 39-yard line. Now we got a Dave Weilbacher penalty. Multiple penalties, multiple flags, I should say. And we got movement. 5-yard penalty will push him back. It'll be 1st and 15. The ball will now be placed at the London 44-yard line.
Looks like Jay Schaefer and Keegan Sharp have entered the game again after a quick breather after the defensive series.
Sharp on the carry. He'll get to the outside of the 40, and he's run out of bounds. We'll give him a gain of about 5 on the play. So to bring it to 2nd down and 10. 1:54 remaining here in the first quarter. 7-7 is our score on the Family Audiology scoreboard.
Sharp gets the Riders back up across the original line of scrimmage. We're looking about the 39-yard line.
Sullivan. With a good carry. Shake and bakes and picks up good yardage.
I made 2 guys miss initially before a gang of Red Raider tacklers finally brought him to the ground.
So we'll call it 3rd down, and we'll call it 3. Clock is running.
Rough Riders continuing that offensive momentum here that we left off on the last series after the early penalty.
Full house in the backfield. Long count by Wallace. And I think the left tackle jumped. So this will be against the Rough Riders, another Dave Weilbacher penalty. Dave Weilbacher, attorney at law. For all your legal needs, see Dave. Give him a call at 216-225-9181.
Rough Riders used a little bit of a hard count there out of the full house set and seemed to work against them. Left tackle left just a little bit early.
Same set, full house in the backfield. Wallace under center. Turn, give the ball to Sharp. Sharp to the 30. Good blocking out front as Keegan will be short of the 1st down.
Looks like he's going to be marked with less than a yard to go.
Yeah.
Rough Rider offense seems to be staying out on the field.
Yeah, 4th and short. If this would be anything other than a quarterback sneak, I would be surprised. But we'll see. 23 seconds remaining on the Family Audiology scoreboard. Gets a little help from Aiden Hinkle from behind, but surges forward. The Rough Riders get the 1st down on the Cody Wallace quarterback sneak.
I believe that falls under the saying of if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. 1st and 10 for the Rough Riders. That'll be the last play of the first quarter with the score on our Family Audiology scoreboard. The St. Mary's Rough Riders 7. The London Red Raiders 7. It's time now for our Big Ralph Rider replay, brought to you by our friends at Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub, home of the signature Big Ralph sub, pizza, and calzone. Give them a call at 419-394-2244, and we hope you enjoy this edition of the Big Ralph Rider replay.
Nelson McMurray, the secondary, as Arch brings out in the eye. Rogers calls the signal. Hand the ball. No, looks to go throw it down the field. Picked off. It's picked off by Markdown. He's to the 10. He cuts back. He is in. Touchdown. Markdown for the score. Rough Riders.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that edition of the Big Ralph Rider replay. I think it was a Nous interception. We'll have another Big Ralph Rider replay at the between the 3rd and 4th quarters. So, Drew, your assessment of the first quarter.
Seems the Rough Riders came out much like they did in the scrimmage when they had both Marion Local and Fort Loramie. A little slow to start. maybe not have started how they liked, but has since turned it on. The offensive line has seemed to find their groove. Running backs are following the lead guards well. Defense has kind of turned up the intensity a little bit, making some better tackles.
Number 34 is the ball carrier. I think that's the first time we've seen him. I'm taking that back. That's Colton Mabry.
Little number change from last year's number 46
yeah,
for Colton Mabry.
He was. So good run by Colton Mabry. You see it there on our replay.
Got just enough of that inside leg to
knock him down,
get him to the ground.
You know, I was going to say as well, as far as the first quarter was concerned, the Rough Rider defense gave up the touchdown on the very first play. Really, that was been all the offense for London. Keegan Sharp, he's going to stretch it to the right side, and he is tackled at about the 9-yard line by Elijah Mitchell. You know, that's what's different about Colton Mabry. You mentioned he was 46 last year.
Wallace got to play from the sideline, goes jogging back out.
It cracks me up. He'll run 4 miles before it's all said and done.
Quarterbacks are in the best shape on the team.
Give the hand off to Mabry, and he squares his shoulders to the end zone. He'll get about 4 yards, 3 yards on the play.
Red Raider defense tightened up a little bit here within the 10-yard line.
So we'll call it 3rd and goal from the London 6-yard line.
Keegan Sharp has entered the game. Subbed out Colton Mabry, I believe. Oh, not Colton Mabry.
Up the middle, Hinkle. And then he'll be close to, well, they're going to mark him down short of the goal line, but Rough Riders are about the 1-yard line. Good job by Aiden Hinkle. Good line surge by the O-line.
Hinkle was met early in the hole, but kept the legs driving, stretched it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Sets us up for a very close 4th and goal.
Full house in the backfield. Wallace turns, give the ball to Hinkle. Touchdown from 1 yard out. The Rough Riders take the lead on the Family Audiology scoreboard.
Joe, we see it again, just the surge from the offensive line. Hinkle doesn't even get a finger laid on him as he walks in the end zone.
I could probably do that. Well, maybe not either.
Well.
So the Rough Riders lead on the Family Audiology scoreboard by a score of 13-7, with the point after coming by Logan Rush. Braden Sullivan will hold. Snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good, and on the Family Audiology scoreboard with 9:37 remaining, it's the Rough Riders 13, the London Red Raiders 14-7 in favor of the Rough Riders. We'll take a break. We'll come back right after this.
If you're looking to renovate your home, former Rough Rider football standout Craig Hewer is your go-to man. Hewer Renovating is an all-phase residential specialist with over 40 years experience and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Improve your investment by giving Hewer Renovating a call at 419-394-8643.
Alrighty, well, welcome back to Grand Lake Health System Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs, and the Rough Riders will kick it off after they scored on a 1-yard touchdown run by Aiden Hinkle. And they lead on the Family Audiology scoreboard by a score of 14-7 with 9:37 remaining here in the first half. This kickoff is being brought to you by Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. See Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance in St. Mary's today. Chase Schaefer tees it up. A low liner. Skips, and it was going to go into the end zone, so the Red Raiders will have it 1st and 10 as they bring the ball out to their own 20-yard line.
Wasn't quite the Bowers moonshot into the end zone, but hey,
that's funny.
A touchback
That's exactly
is a touchback.
what I was thinking the exact same thing. It's not the high end over end. Well, we've got the referee is over talking to the coaches at about the 30-yard line. I'm not really sure what this conversation is all about.
Looks like in the end zone we have a play clock that has gone dark.
Yep, it has. Yeah, the game clock on the in the London end zone is not working.
Yeah, turn both play clocks on. Or the game, the 40-second clock, turn both off.
Yep, they got to turn them both off. So they'll turn the other one off on the other side of the field, and hopefully we'll resume play shortly.
If we can't get the play clock back on, this would lead to the referees keeping a count. I believe it's usually the last 10 seconds they start counting out loud behind the Red Raider offense to kind of keep them informed.
Stat-wise, how are we doing as far as stats, Drew?
So far for the Rough Riders, Colton Mabry broke that long run, longest run of the night for 20 yards. That gives him 8 carries, 53 yards. Hinkle walked in there with the touchdown. He has 6 carries for 19 yards, and Sharp has 4 carries for 30 yards with another long 19-yarder for that first touchdown by the Rough Riders.
Elijah Mitchell, the ball carrier for London, will give him a gain of about 4.
For the Red Raider offense, passing leaders, they have 2 completions. One obviously went for the 31-yard touchdown, and only 1 other yard to show for that second completion. Rough Rider defense is really mounted up after that first kind of let down defensive possession.
Roby will give the ball to Solers. Not much running for the big fullback. Gave him a gain of about 1 on the play. Good job by the Rough Rider defense up front. Let's give credit where credit is due. Jace Schaefer, Logan Compton, Hunter Mabry, and Jamal Kessler all doing a good job up front for the Rough Rider defense.
We see number 9 split out wide again. He would be the one. Connor Lacey was the one that scored the touchdown early. See if they go back to it.
Nope. Solar on the carry, and he is being run down by Caden Sharp from the backside. Good job by Caden from his linebacker position. Caden's a 5'11", 180-pound senior. So it'll bring up 4th down and about 3. And that'll bring Elijah Mitchell into punt. Keegan Sharp and Braden Sullivan will be back to return the punt for the Rough Riders. They'll both be standing at their 30-yard line. Fairly short kick, just get out of the way. The ball will be blown dead at the St. Mary's 33-yard line, so the Rough Riders will have it again with 7:31 remaining here in the first half on the Family Audiology scoreboard.
Not the possession that the Red Raiders were looking for there. Hoping to regain a little bit of momentum, but going 3 and out, punting the ball back to the hot Rough Rider offense. We'll see if they keep this momentum rolling.
Cody Wallace will give the ball to Colton Mabry.
We haven't seen the Rough Riders split many wideouts out yet in this game. Not that we use them a whole heck of a lot, but usually as a decoy or a sideline blocker.
Yep.
But they seem to be sticking with the heavy package early and often.
A couple of 15, 20-yard completions downfield will open it up even more. But you stay with what's working, and good run by Hinkle up the middle. Trap play. We'll call it 3rd down and 4. Ball is resting at the Roughrider 39-yard line. Sullivan squares his shoulders, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gained a half a yard. So that'll bring up an obvious punting situation, and here comes the Roughrider punt team in on
Big stop
field.
for the Red Raiders there. Not let this game slip away too early. Roughriders walk their punt team back out.
Jay Schaefer will do the punting for the Roughriders. Aiden Hinkle running in. Needed another player. It's a fake, and it's going to come up short.
Roughriders tried to use a little trickery here early in the season. The Red Raiders were not having any of that.
Nope. Everybody stayed at home and didn't fool anybody as Colton Mabry comes up about a half a yard short, so they'll turn the ball over on downs, and the Red Raiders will have the ball in Roughrider territory. 5:44 remaining here in the first half. On the Family Audiology scoreboard, Roughriders lead 14-7. Damian Roby, the quarterback, he'll be under center. Elijah Mitchell wide to the right. Noah Solers is in the backfield. The pass is out to Mitchell. Mitchell to the 40, to about the 37-yard line, where he is gang tackled by a host of Roughriders.
Every Roughrider on the field was in on that tackle, I do believe.
Hayden Davis, number 20, in on the tackle. Also number 33, Tristan Gardner. Jay Schaefer was there as well.
Red Raiders have shown to like that screen game early, kind of get your athletes out on the Roughriders athletes and see who can win the one-on-one matchup.
Mitchell in motion. And we got a whistle on the play. There goes stoppage of play.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout from the Red Raider sideline.
So we've got a timeout called by London with 5:01 remaining here in the first half. 14-7 is our score on the Family Audiology scoreboard. In favor of the Roughriders, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Kogi Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has brought the best in comfort control and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 57 years. Kogi's takes pride in identifying heating, plumbing, and air conditioning solutions which stand out from the rest. Give Kogi's a call today. Kogi, Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, a name you can trust. All righty, we welcome you back once again to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs, Rider Nation Station, bringing you the season opener of high school football as the St. Mary's Roughriders host the London Red Raiders. The ball is resting at the St. Mary's 38-yard line, and it is 2nd down and 6 for London as Damon Roby goes under center. Stands up, quick pass over the middle. It'll be good enough for a first down.
Again, with the misdirection, Roby dropped back, looked one way, ended up coming back across the field to
Sean Jones.
Sean Jones for about a 8-yard pickup.
Yep, be 1st and 10 for London. The ball is placed at the Roughrider 29-yard line. 1st and 10, new set of downs for the Red Raiders. Roby under center. Lone setback is Solers. And play clock is down to 4. Play clock is working down to 2, and I think the Red Raiders are going to call timeout. So with 4:24 remaining here in the first half, 14-7, Rough Riders lead on the Family Audiology scoreboard. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back right after this.
Are you looking for a new trailer or needing your current one fixed? Then head over to Midway Trailer Sales. We're conveniently located just off U.S. Highway 33 in St. Mary's and Interstate 75 in Dayton. We're your one-stop shop for new and used trailers, flatbeds, and snowplows. We also offer a wide array of parts to fit your trailer's needs. Our professional service team will get you back on the road in no time. And of course, we're Ohio's only authorized empty hopper dealer. Come visit us at www.midwaytrailers.net. When you need a haul, give Midway a call.
All righty, we're welcome back to Grand Lake Health System Field. Just before our break, London called timeout as the play clock was running out. So it'll be first and 10 at the 29-yard line, and Roby on the carry. Somebody lost a shoe.
Red Raiders used their last time out there before that play.
Roby lost his shoe, so it'll be second down. We'll call it 9 as Roby was able to gain a 1 on the play. Solers and Mitchell in the backfield. He'll give the ball to Mitchell to the right. Good job there by Tristan Gardner. Good support by Tristan as he was able to come up. He was the first one to the ball carrier. We'll give him a gain of about 3 on the play. We'll call it third down and a long 6. Mitchell, sweep to the left. And he's going to have the first down, or he's going to be pretty close to it.
Pyle stood up, and the refs kept allowing him to drive his legs, not blowing the play dead.
It's going to be fourth down. He's going to be short of the first down. The ball is placed just inside the 20-yard line of St. Mary's, so it'll be fourth down. It'll be less than a yard.
Roughrider defense could use a big stop here
with
the Red Raiders threatening inside the 20.
This will be a big stop. So the Red Raiders inside the red zone. Quick pitch, and it'll be enough for a first down, as I think it was Noah Solers on the carry. The big running back picks up the first down.
Solers had a couple blockers out in front of him and lowered his shoulder to pick up an extra couple yards there across the first down marker.
Solers is a 5'8", 215-pound sophomore. So it'll be first and 10 for London. Ball is placed at the Rough Rider 17-yard line. Solers on the carry. Good job by Schaefer. He was able to slow him up a bit until the rest of the Rough Rider defense got there to hold him up. So it'll be a gain of maybe of a half a yard, if that.
Good job by Schaefer there, keeping contained, keeping that outside shoulder free, allowing the rest of the cavalry to get there to help make a tackle on quite the brute Solar.
So they're going to give him no gain on the play, so it'll be second down and 10. As Drew mentioned a moment ago, London is out of timeouts. The clock continues to run. We're at 1:30 remaining here in the first half.
London doesn't seem to be in any hurry at this point. Still plenty of time here to get the plays off that they need.
We got a flag on the field. Delay of game. We'll move it back 5 yards. So, you know, when you get inside the red zone, you really don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. So we'll move the ball back 5. It'll be second down and 15. Clock stopped on the penalty. Got 2 wideouts to the right. Well, I'll tell you what, they just look not in sync, do they?
London pre-play is
pass to Sims. Sims gets pushed out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Maybe that made it. Yeah, he's at the 2-yard line. So that was a big pitch and catch from Damian Roby to Andrew Sims.
As we were kind of touching on before that last play, London seems to be out of sorts before the play, but the pitch and catch, the pitch and catch between the quarterbacks seems to show otherwise as it gets them down to the 2-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and goal at the Roughrider 2-yard line. Solers, touchdown, London. So with the score, it'll pull the Red Raiders to within 1, 14-13 with the point after coming.
Solers did most of that himself, it seems. A little bit of penetration by the Roughrider defense did not slow him down.
Point after will be attempted by Ryan Fulmer, and a chance to tie this ball game up. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 1:04 remaining here in the first half on the Family Audiology scoreboard, it's the Rough Riders 14, the Red Raiders 14. Back with the Red Raider kickoff right after this.
Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success, and supporter of the Rider Nation and St. Mary's community.
Plus One Professionals Real Estate always goes the extra mile. Besides listing and selling, they offer free use of their moving van and a free interior design consultation to their customers. Plus One Professionals, going the extra mile.
Alrighty, we welcome you back once again to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. The season opener for both teams, the St. Mary's Rough Riders and the London Red Raiders. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs, Rider Nation Station. Happy to be bringing you this contest, as we will be throughout the remainder of the season and into the playoffs, hopefully. Well, we got to take them one game at a time, and right now it's all knotted up on the Family Audiology scoreboard, and this Rough Rider kickoff return is being brought to you by Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance in St. Mary's.
London again continues to look, even on the kickoff, just out of sorts. Guys running every which way.
Well, after it's all said and done, they're going to line up across the field and kick this one off. It's a gee whiz. That goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty. Dave Weilbacher penalty on the play. That looked like a top.
I don't think that ball made it 20 yards, Joe.
Well, they kick it from the 40, right?
It looks like we were out of bounds about 17.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you're right. So the Rough Riders can either have him kick it again or take it where it went out of bounds, and I think they're going to elect to take it out of bounds, where it went out of bounds. So it'll be first. Go ahead.
Can't complain about starting on the 43.
No, not at all. Well, the Rough Riders have 104 in order to go 57 yards. See if they can get some points on the board before halftime. Got a man in motion. Give the ball to Hinkle. Hinkle spins and gets some extra yardage. Second effort. We'll give him a gain of about 5 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 5. The clock is stopped. We got a timeout on the field called by the Rough Riders. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back right after this.
Colder weather is just around the corner, and you want to make sure your family's vehicle is tuned up and ready to go. Rabel's Auto Service has been voted the best auto repair center in St. Mary's the last 3 years. And did you know they will pick up and deliver your vehicle for free? Give Rabel's Auto Service a call at 419-394-1624 or stop in and see Jeremy at 1610 Salina Road in St. Mary's. Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's. Give them a call today.
58 seconds remaining on the Family Audiology scoreboard here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs. Glad to have you along wherever you may be watching. If you get an opportunity throughout the course of the game, wherever you may be watching, write in your comments where you may be watching from. I think one time we had somebody from Italy, I think, was watching that happened to be in Italy and Seoul, South Korea. Mabry on the carry. It'll bring up third down and about 3. The clock continues to run. 45 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll see what the Rough Riders elect to do.
Burning a little clock here, but still going to leave themselves enough time here if we get a first down to get themselves a 2-minute opportunity.
Sullivan goes right. He'll cut back. He'll give him a gain of about 5 on the play. That'll stop the clock. That'll be enough for a Fowler TV first down. Clock is stopped. We've got another timeout called by the Rough Riders with 27 ticks remaining here in the first half. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back right after this.
Colder weather is just a...
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their 3-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your healthcare needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively.
Speckman Automotive.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate...
Oh, they're all tight. Already back at Grand Lake Health System Field, the Rough Riders have it first and 10. Sharp's going deep, and he's got a man open. And he's got Sharp! Touchdown!
On the first pass of the year thrown by Cody Wallace, he shows that arm strength that we talked about earlier. Lets one fly from about the 50-yard line.
And throws a strike, and good job by Keegan Sharp.
Kind of using his body to hold the defender back, runs right underneath it, walks in the end zone.
It almost looked that he did a complete circle to find the football, but I tell you what, his speed got him behind the defenders, and Wallace put it right on the money. And the Rough Riders score quickly and lead 20-14 on the Family Audiology scoreboard. Logan Rush will attempt the point after out of the hold of Sullivan. Snap is back. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 20 seconds remaining here in the first half on the Family Audiology scoreboard, it's the St. Mary's Rough Riders 21, the London Red Raiders 14. Back with the Rough Rider kickoff right after this.
Speckman Automotive with stores in St. Mary's and Wapakoneta is your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Family run since 1960. Speckman Automotive upholds the tradition of blending old-fashioned customer service with modern technology that the customers expect and deserve. Shop local. Shop Speckman Automotive.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
This Rough Rider kickoff being brought to you, and it's a short kick brought to you by Laura Yelton, State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. Laura Yelton, State Farm Insurance in St. Mary's. It's a short kickoff by the Rough Riders, and it was recovered by London. And the ball will be placed at the London 43-yard line.
I believe.
Mm-hmm. So the Rough Riders defense, they got 4 deep backs. Hopefully they'll not let anybody get behind them. Boy, nice stick there by Jamal Kessler. Well, not Kessler, but Caden Sharp. Nice job by Caden stepping up in the hole, meeting the Solers. And Solers is a big boy.
He met.
And I'll tell you what, his head went back.
Yeah, he met him right up under the chin. Sent him
Exactly.
into halftime thinking about that one.
Absolutely. That's the end of the first half here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. And the score on the Family Audiology scoreboard, it's the St. Mary's Roughriders 21, the London Red Raiders 14. We'll be back with the Hewer Renovating halftime show when we come back right after this.
Unique Awards and Signs, here to take care of your signage, graphic award, and gift customization needs. From banners for your graduate or corporate sponsors to awards recognizing those dedicated employees or champion sport teams. Stop in at 1865 Salina Road or call us at 419-394-1612.
VFW 9289's mission is to honor all veterans, past, present, and future. Come on out on Football Friday nights to watch the live stream of Rough Rider football. VFW 9289, a proud sponsor of Rider Nation Station.
Head to Varsity Lanes for the pregame or postgame party. Dinner, beverages, and bowling with the best prices in town. Varsity Lanes also specializes in birthday parties or office and corporate parties of all sizes. Varsity Lanes is the home of 2 boys and 2 girls state championship titles. Eat, drink, and bowl where the state winners are built. Proud supporters of Rough Rider Athletics, Varsity Lanes.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Walbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Walbacher for all your legal needs.
All righty, we welcome.
Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Field where we are at halftime. And the score on the Family Audiology scoreboard is the St. Mary's Rough Riders 21, the Red Raiders 14. And this is our Hewer Renovating halftime show brought to you by Hewer Renovating, your resident specialist. Call 419-394-8643 for all your home renovation needs. That's Hewer Renovating in St. Mary's. We're going to take a look first, Drew, at the team statistics in the first half, and it seemed, and I think they're going to be deceiving, but it seems like it was the Red Raiders. They scored first, the very first play, and then they didn't do anything. And then it was all St. Mary's, and then all of a sudden St. Mary's had a lull, and then all of a sudden the big play toward the end of the first half, the touchdown pass from Wallace to Sharp to give the Rough Riders the lead. But let's take a look at some of the team stats here in the first half.
Yeah, Joe, so you kind of touched on it. It seems to be the half of the splash plays. The initial start with the 31-yard pass that got the Red Raiders going early, and then into the lull that they slipped. The Rough Riders kind of played their style of the game, the 4 yards in a cloud of dust, grinded out, and played that for most of the second half until that last, or most of the first half until the last really 3 minutes of the half. Stat-wise, Rough Riders have 128 total rushing yards on 29 attempts. We're going about 4.4 a pop, and the longest being the 20-yarder by Colton Mabry. Passing yards, just one pass. Attempted to throw the first one they attempted to throw, Wallace was sacked. Second one ended in a much better outcome with a 44-yard pass to Keegan Sharp there right at the end of the half. Rough Riders have a total of 172 yards, 30 total offensive plays, with 1 turnover and 3 penalties for 20 yards. Now on the Red Raider side, Red Raiders have run the ball 13 times for 37 yards, averaging about 2.8 per carry. Their longest run being 11 yards. They've thrown the ball for 65 yards. Damian Romeo is currently 5 for 8. With, we touched on earlier, 31 of those yards coming off the first play of the game. Red Raiders have run 21 total offensive plays, 102 total yards, about 4.9 per play. They have not turned the ball over, but they do have 4 penalties for 44 yards that have kind of shut down a few of their drives.
As far as first downs are concerned, 9 for the Roughriders, 6 for London, and then time of possession, really, it seemed like the Roughriders kind of dominated, but they're almost even as far as time of possession.
Yeah, we don't see as big of a difference as it may feel like, with the Roughriders seeming to maintain the clock for a lot of that first half. Riders had a total of 13 minutes, 48 seconds, while London had 10 minutes and 12 seconds worth of time of possession. I'd like to point out the Red Raiders are currently 0 for 4 on third down conversions, where the Roughriders are 2 for 6, and those two leading to one of the scores for the Roughriders that has them up 7 at the moment. Special teams wise, it looks like Roughriders punted the ball 1 time for 37 yards. The Red Raiders have punted 3 times for 131 yards, but averaging a booming 44 yards.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like the first half was a matter of field position. We saw the Roughriders, it took them almost their third possession, finally got them started, inside the Red Raider territory. But it's, they started out, and then in the first 2, they never made it toward the 50-yard line. But here again, it's his first game of the season. I'm sure a lot of players that haven't played a lot, first-time jitters. First time under the lights here at Grand Lake Health System Field, but it seems like they have kind of found their niche and was able to put up 21 points here in the first half. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll take a look at some of the individual numbers here at halftime and our score on our Family Audiology scoreboard. It's the St. Mary's Roughriders 21, the London Red Raiders 14. You're listening to the Hewer Renovating halftime show here on Rider Nation Station. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
St. Mary's Legion Post 323, veterans working for veterans and the future of our country. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 supports veterans programs such as Gifts for Yanks, Support the Troops, Comfort Warriors, Blood Donor, POW MIA programs, as well as children and youth programs. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 also donates thousands of dollars each year to local summer programs such as Boys State, Girls State, Scholarships in Education, Boy Scouts, Oratorical, and Shooting Sports. St. Mary's Legion Post 323, remembering the past, living the present, and working for the future.
Auglaize Equipment Rental is your source for all your equipment needs. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner with a project, we can help get the job done more efficiently. Check us out at 1900 Salina Road or auglaizeequipmentrental.com, or just call 419-394-7883. Auglaize Equipment Rental.
St. Mary's Eagles 767 is dedicated to promoting the general welfare of the citizens of St. Mary's by giving special attention to public improvements. They are also committed to helping meet the public needs and all that relates to the betterment, convenience, and comforts of the citizens of St. Mary's. For more information on how you can become a member, call 419-394-3257 or stop in during business hours at 404 East Spring Street in St. Mary's. St. Mary's Eagles 767, people helping people.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a middle school and high school club looking to spread God's love throughout numerous schools and communities of our local area. FCA's favorite play of the game is both teams joining together in prayer at the conclusion of the game. God bless you, sports fans.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ellen Hunter, owner of Family Audiology Associates with offices in Salina and St. Mary's. I am a St. Mary's Memorial graduate and a proud supporter of our Auglaize and Mercer County community. Since 2004, my staff and I have tested and treated the hearing imbalance of many of our infants, children, adults, and elderly in our community, and we would be proud for you or your loved one to be one of our next patients. Call Family Audiology Associates today, your hometown hearing experts, and go Riders!
Alrighty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs. Rough Riders lead on the family audiology scoreboard, 21-14. On your screen, you're seeing the London Red Raider marching band performing for this crowd here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. And I'll tell you what, Drew, there's a good crowd. And, you know, we saw it, we've seen it increase since the COVID issue and the era, and you know, and when there was limited amount of people in the stands, and you know, then they started letting so many people back in. But I tell you what, a good crowd here on hand, and obviously there's a good crowd watching us here on Rider Nation Station. We've taken a look at the team stats. We don't have the London individual stats, but we do have some of the individual stats for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, so rushing wise, we kind of touched on them at the end of the first quarter, but Colton Mabry still leads the Rough Riders with 11 carries. He has now accumulated 59 yards, and still the long being 20 yards. Aiden Hinkle has 8 touches for 28 yards and the 1 touchdown. And Keegan Sharp has 4 carries for 30 yards and the 1 touchdown as well. Keegan Sharp has found the end zone in other fashion, as we saw right there at the end of the half, with Cody Wallace hooking up on the deep pass to Sharp for 44 yards.
And for London, we do have Roby, Damon Roby has 5 completions and 8 attempts for 65 yards. And, of course, his longest one was his very first completion of the game, and that went for a 31-yard touchdown to Hunter Canny. So that got London on the scoreboard early, and I thought, mercy my, our defense needs to show up, and they did. They showed up after that, and they did allow London the one other score in the first half. But the Rough Rider offense has come alive as well. And I'll be honest with you, Drew, I think with that pass that to Keegan Sharp for the touchdown, I think that's going to maybe cause London to do some adjustments and know that pass can happen. And maybe with that pass play, that'll open up the running game even more.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Joe. They're definitely going to have that in the back of their mind, especially some of those back four that have been walking up so tight to the line of scrimmage. Now that they know that St. Mary's has the speed to kind of go over the top, it's going to make a difference. Hopefully, guys like Hinkle will be able to bust 1 or 2 off here in the second half, kind of spread it out a little bit.
We've got some kids. We got some kids in the backfield like Mabry and Hinkle, and you know they can and Keegan Sharp. They can catch the football out of the backfield as well.
Yeah, you might with that pass going over the top, you might not see it as much, but the Rough Riders do love the screen game. So depending on how the Red Raiders scheme it up, beginning of the second half, you should see some adjustments being made. If they're kind of running upfield, they can run themselves right out of a screen pass. They can go for a large gain, turn this game quick.
On your screen, you're seeing the St. Mary's Memorial All-Brass Marching Band now doing their halftime performance for the crowd here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to take a look at some of the other games around the Western Buckeye League. We've got some scores to share with you. We're going to do that and more as our Hewer Renovating halftime show continues from Grand Lake Health System Field right after this.
Here at TLC, we expanded our business, so we wanted the security of knowing exactly where all the kids are and what's going on in each of the rooms. We chose Fowler's because we've done all our televisions with them, and they mentioned they have security systems. So we just wanted to go out and look at it, and they were very upfront, and they do excellent.
Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub has partnered with Rider Nation Station this season so that every Friday night, Guarneri's can be Rough Rider Central. Guarneri's will be streaming Rough Rider football live every Friday night at 7, paired with your favorite Rider aid. Call Guarneri's during or after the game to place your pickup order for pizza, wings, or hoagies at 419-394-2244. Remember, Guarneri's, home of the signature Big Ralph. If you're looking to renovate your home, former Rough Rider football standout Craig Hewer is your go-to man. Hewer Renovating is an all-phase residential specialist with over 40 years experience and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Improve your investment by giving Hewer Renovating a call at 394-8643. Kogi Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has brought the best in comfort control and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 57 years. Kogi's takes pride in identifying heating, plumbing, and air conditioning solutions which stand out from the rest. Give Kogi's a call today. Kogi Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, a name you can trust.
Here at TLC, we expanded our business, so we wanted the security of knowing exactly where all the kids are and what's going on in each of the rooms. We chose Fowler's because we've done all our televisions with them, and they mentioned they have security systems. So we just wanted to go out and look at it, and they were very upfront, and they do excellent work from start to finish. And so we chose Fowler's TV. It's been great for us here at TLC Learning Center, and Fowler's TV would be great for anyone.
All righty, we welcome you back once again to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs. We are at halftime, and the Roughriders lead on the Family Audiology scoreboard by a score of 21-14. We do have up on our screen, Drew, the individual statistics for London. We'll take a look at them, and we'll pass along some scores around the area.
Yeah, it's looking like rushing-wise, Noah Solers is leading the way for the London Red Raiders. He has 8 rushes for 22 yards. Half of those yards coming off of one single run of 11 yards, and then the touchdown there from the 2-yard line. Other Red Raiders touching the ball in the ground game. Elijah Mitchell has 3 rushes for 12 yards, and Damian Roby, the quarterback, has 2 rushes for 3 yards. We're going to go and touch on some of the WBL scores here. It looks like Bath is down 14-0 against New Bremen at halftime. Salina is down to Versailles 17-0. Defiance is currently up 6-0 on Napoleon. Elida is up a whopping 28-0 on Spencerville with 7 minutes left in the second half. Coldwater's up 14-2 on Kenton. Otto Glandorf is down 10-0 at the half. Wapak and Marion are currently tied at 7 at halftime. That kind of gives the Roughriders a little taste of what they're going to be running into since they've scrimmaged Marion, and then move on to the Redskins next week. Other than that, Joe, I'm not seeing any other scores updated at the moment.
You know, when you look at the Roughriders, Drew, and their schedule, of course, they got London here this tonight. Then next week they'll be on the road at Defiance. And then they'll have Wapak, OG, and Shawnee. And so it seems like the tougher part of the Roughriders schedule is in the top half of the season. And so they got their work cut out for them. They'll, of course, the long road to Defiance. And you mentioned Defiance was defeating Napoleon. And so they'll have to make the road next week up to Defiance. And then after that, I think they'll take on Wapak and OG. So, you know, the Roughriders have their work cut out for them. But again, you take them one game at a time. The Roughriders will play this game. They'll make their improvements and get ready for Defiance on Monday, and then go from there. But it seems like the tougher part of the schedule is in the first half of the season.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there, Joe. It's important that this opener, that the Roughriders can get out of here with a victory, kind of set the tone for the rest of the season, makes it, that trip to Defiance. Nobody wants to travel an hour and a half on a bus, regardless of who you're playing. And then the following week, with the Redskins, it'll be even more important to be on all cylinders, because the Redskins play us tough every single year.
Absolutely. And if you and obviously your dad's one of the coaches, when you guys have chatted prior to the season opener, who did? Is there any talk about who is going to stand out and who are going to be the teams to beat in the Western Buckeye League? I
mean, year in and year out, the Western Buckeye League seems to be kind of goes through the Roughriders, the Redskins, and the Titans. With some of the neighboring scores that we're looking at, it's kind of looking it could be that way as well. OG being down 10-0, but Eastwood is a very good football team, and Elida being up 28-0 on Spencerville could be could show some sense of improvement with them. But besides that, your typical Western Buckeye League front of the pack, I don't foresee that changing this year.
Right. Well, the surprise score was Coldwater and Kenton, and you go back 5, 6, 7 years, and Kenton and Coldwater at the beginning of the season was always a big ball game because Kenton was a powerhouse and the Western Buckeye League and state perennial power, as was Coldwater, and it was always a big opener for both of those ball clubs. And you shared the score earlier, and I think Kenton's only got 2 points in that contest so far, and Coldwater's leading. So Kenton always been a Western Buckeye League power, but over the last couple of years have found themselves down. And so, but like I agree with you, it'll be Van Wert, Walpock, OG will be the teams to beat in the Western Buckeye League, as will be the Roughriders, will always be in the hunt. I think last year the Roughriders got a lot of points from London to help them along the way as far as getting them into the playoffs. And so hopefully that'll be the case again this year, that hopefully the Roughriders will be able to hold off and come away with a win. Of course, we still have a half to play and things can change. But after tonight, then we root for London to have a successful season. And of course, they play in the Central Buckeye League, and they play in the Kenton Trail Division, and they won that last year with a perfect 5-0 mark, and then they were able to go on to the playoffs. So, but this London team is it's not the same team we watched last year.
No, we kind of touched on that at the beginning of the game. When anytime you're replacing your starting quarterback, your starting running back, and then a Division I athlete at linebacker, it's you're missing some pieces there that you found very reliable over the years. But I do believe, unless I'm mistaken, the new playoff system, the points matter, but I believe all teams make the playoffs.
They do? Just kind of like the COVID year?
I believe so.
All teams make the playoffs this year?
Did they go
8,
back to it?
12?
16.
How many? 6?
Yeah, top 16 in the region.
Oh, the 16.
Yeah.
Oh, 16. Okay.
So that's what they added an extra round.
So that could be very well why the season has started a week earlier. And that is why our friend Zach Farrell is not with us, because he thought the season started next week. Well, he planned a vacation for it this week, and I'm happy that Drew was able to stand in for him and is doing a fine job. But, but Zach decided, he said, well, they start next week. And they did last year.
Yeah.
They started later in the year. And as I looked at the schedule, the first round of the playoffs will start the last Friday in October.
Yeah, so that would also be a week earlier.
Yep.
I do have to give Zach a thank you for allowing me to get my broadcasting career started here with Rider Nation Station.
Well, as Rider Nation Station, this will be forever. You'll be able to go back and watch this one forever and ever and ever.
That's good, Joe. That way I can put it on my applications for when I'm trying to get out there with CBS, NBC.
There you go.
Something Sunday Night Football.
Well, we're glad
maybe.
we could jumpstart your broadcasting career. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the kickoff to the second half. We'll do that and more as the Hewer Renovating halftime show continues right after this.
Are you looking for a new trailer or needing your current one fixed? Then head over to Midway Trailer Sales. We're conveniently located just off U.S. Highway 33 in St. Mary's and Interstate 75 in Dayton. We're your one-stop shop for new and used trailers, flatbeds, and snowplows. We also offer a wide array of parts to fit your trailer's needs. Our professional service team will get you back on the road in no time. And of course, we're Ohio's only authorized empty hopper dealer. Come visit us at www.midwaytrailers.net. When you need a haul, give Midway a call.
Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success, and supporter of the Rider Nation and St. Mary's community.
Plus One Professionals Real Estate always goes the extra mile. Besides listing and selling, they offer free use of their moving van and a free interior design consultation to their customers. Plus One Professionals, going the extra mile.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health System Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs as we get ready for the kickoff of the second half, and it's being brought to you by Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance. Be a legend. Ensure your life. Laura Yelton, State Farm Insurance in St. Mary's. The Rough Riders will kick off to start the second half. Jay Schaefer will do the kicking. Back to receive the kickoff for London is Elijah Mitchell. He'll be standing at his own 10-yard line.
That late touchdown adds value.
Yes, it does.
Even more so now that the Rough Riders are starting this half off on defense.
Nice kickoff by Schaefer. Is taken by Mitchell at about the 5-yard line. He'll bring it to the 20, to the 25. He's got a hole, to the 40. Cuts it around. He's to the 50-yard line, and Schaefer will bring him down, but not before he returns it to the St. Mary's 48-yard line. So a big return by Elijah Mitchell gives the ball to London to start the second half in Rough Rider territory.
Yeah, if we check out the replay, it looks like Mitchell fielded that in the middle of the field. Blockers that were able to get their bodies turned and set up a nice return there, starting on the Rough Rider side of the field.
Damian Roby, your quarterback, and he'll keep the football and he'll go ahead and he'll pick up about 9 yards on the play on a quarterback keeper right up the middle.
The Red Raiders seem to come out with a little bit of attitude. Usually it's the Rough Riders dishing this out to people.
Absolutely. So we'll call it second down and 2 after the gain of 8 by Roby. Mitchell, he'll go sweep to the left. Good job by Keegan Sharp, and he'll run him out of bounds, and I think he's going to lose about 2 on the play. And we got a flag thrown on the play. It could be an unsportsmanlike penalty called on the Rough Rider.
Before the flag, Sharp made a nice play, forcing him to the sidelines. He tried to stretch it out.
We'll see what the penalty is all about. Dave Weilbacher penalty on the play, and it'll be against the Rough Riders, and it'll give the Red Raiders a first down, and it's a big penalty. I think it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on Keegan Sharp.
Not the first half start the Riders were looking for. See if they can bounce back as they're kind of getting pinned deep into the own territory.
Roby under center, Sims in motion. Roby with the keeper, and the ball almost came loose.
He's carrying that ball pretty loose.
Yep. So we'll see if quarterback Damon Roby, a 6-foot junior, if his role increases here in the second half and he gets more touches and more carries. Because basically right now it's been Solers and Elijah Mitchell has been carrying most of the offense for London here in the first half. So we'll call it second down and 7 after a gain of 3. He's going to go up top. Passes caught by Connor Lacey, and he gets down to about the 5-yard line. So that'll be enough for a Raider first down.
Lacey had the big catch earlier to start the game. They go back to him again here to start the second half. Gets him down to about the 5-yard line.
See Lacey just lined up in the slot position, in the wing position, and just kind of runs out into the flat. A nice pass by Roby. So it'll be first and goal for the Red Raiders at the Rough Rider 5-yard line. Man in motion, give the ball to Solers, and he's going to get a gain of about a yard, if that.
Another nice tackle by Keegan Sharp. We talked about him at the end of the half. Meeting Solar up under the chin. Got a hold of him there, didn't let him get out of his grasp, brought him down for about a gain of a yard, like Joe said.
They're running behind number 77, Altone Houston, 6'5", 319-pound senior at right tackle. Roby under center. Solers the lone setback. Give the ball to Solers. He'll go to the left side, and a good pursuit by the Rough Rider defense. And we got a penalty flag on the play. Jace Schaefer comes up with the football, but we got a late flag.
Big penalty there against the Red Raiders.
So we're going to go back 15 yards the other direction on a personal foul against the Red Raiders. So, well, I tell you what, that drives a coach nuts. They work so hard to get the ball into scoring position, and then stupid penalties such as a personal foul.
Yeah, you go from a goal to go about the 4-yard line to now you're on the 19-yard line.
Absolutely.
For 3rd down.
So Roby's going to go to the air. They got, boy, nice pass rush from the backside.
It looked like another one of those misdirection plays that we talked about. Nice move from the inside, though.
We'll see who comes from the backside. I see Hayden Davis in there on the tackle. There's Kevin Perry in on the play. And I believe from the backside it was either Caden Sharp or Jamal Kessler, but I'm not sure.
I think Hunter Mabry was there coming through the.
So they're going to try a field goal, and this will be a 31-yard attempt by Ryan Fulmer. Kick is up, and the kick is good from 31 yards out. So that makes the score 21-17 on the Family Audiology scoreboard. With 8:32 remaining, it's the St. Mary's Roughriders 21, the London Red Raiders 17. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the London kickoff right after this.
Colder weather is just around the corner, and you want to make sure your family's vehicle is tuned up and ready to go. Rabel's Auto Service has been voted the best auto repair center in St. Mary's the last 3 years. And did you know they will pick up and deliver your vehicle for free? Give Rabel's Auto Service a call at 419-394-1624 or stop in and see Jeremy at 1610 Salina Road in St. Mary's. Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's. Give them a call today.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health System Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs as the London Red Raiders kicked a 31-yard field goal to pull within 4. The Rough Riders lead 21-7. This kickoff return is being brought to you by Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance.
It's a nice opening drive by the Red Raiders. I know they only got 3 points out of it, but they got to be happy with getting points to begin with, kind of drawing them within that score, and was able to take the lead.
Short kick. Picked up by Jacob Kessler, I believe, number 37. So the Rough Riders will have the ball for the first time here in the second half. After this play, we'll give you the Rough Rider trivia question, and our trivia question each and every week is brought to you by Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub. We'll give it to you right after this play. Mabry picks up about 11 yards on the play. Here's our Rough Rider trivia question. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can text your comment, your answer in the comments section, and we'll be able to see them down in the truck, and we'll be able to choose a winner. But here's the question. What WBL opponent has the largest margin of victory over the Rough Riders? And within 6 points either way, how large was that winning margin? Nice run by Cody Wallace. Again, the question is, what WBL opponent has the largest margin of victory over the Rough Riders? And within 6 points either way, how large was that winning margin? You can text your answer in the comments section on if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, and we'll check those out in the truck, and then we'll announce a winner later on. And the winner will receive a 15-inch pizza, compliments of Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub. Like a little So now we got a timeout called by St. Mary's. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. Well, wait a minute. Let's hang on. We're not going anywhere.
Looked like we had a little bit of miscommunication with the chain gang over there on the opposing sideline.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Roughriders. Ball is placed at the London 45-yard line. Roughriders in the full house backfield. Turn, give the ball to Mabry. Mabry's second effort gives him a gain of about 7 yards on the play, so we'll call it 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, we look at the replay here, and Mabry looks to be down, but he fell down on top of the defender and kept his feet moving.
Just kept his feet moving.
Stumbled forward for an extra 3 yards.
Colton Mabry saw a lot of action last year as a freshman, and that experience pays off here. He's just a sophomore. He'll be with the Riders for another 2 more years. Aiden Hinkle up the middle. Big gain for it. Aiden, give the Rough Riders a first down. They'll move the chains. That's a Fowler TV first down. Fowler TV for all your TV and entertainment needs. See Fowler TV in St. Mary's.
Joe, I think that's kind of what we talked on earlier. Those back four kind of got in the back of their mind. Maybe they can't be creeping. You leave Hinkle with a full head of steam coming through the hole, and you get it.
Yeah, they're playing back. Sullivan slips as he makes the cut, and we got a Dave Weilbacher penalty flag thrown on the field. Looks here like Sullivan cut off the inside foot, and that caused him to lose his footing a little bit. So it's a holding penalty against the Rough Riders. We're going to bring it back about 15 yards, and it'll be first down, and we'll call it 20. Penalty was 10 yards on the holding call.
As Wallace trots back out to the huddle, I just like to touch on Colton Mabry. He's got 13 carries, getting close to the 100-yard mark. About 77 total yards. Hinkle is now at 40 for 9 carries.
So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Rough Riders. 6:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Mabry on the carry. I don't think he got the handoff.
Yeah,
cleanly.
He looked to be bobbling as he was still trying to make his cut. We're lucky the Rough Riders kept a hold of the ball there. Tackle was made by Sean Johns, a returning letterman for the Red Raiders. I believe I remember him all over the field last year as well, standing next to their big number 16 in the middle.
Wallace is going up top. He's got Sullivan. Touchdown, Rough Riders!
Wallace continues that pretty deep ball. Drops back, throws some air underneath it. Right in stride. About like that last throw he made.
Put some air underneath it, and Sullivan gets behind the defense, catches it at the 5, and walks it on in. Rough Rider touchdown puts them with 27 points. With the point after coming, we got an official timeout. 6:04 remaining here in the third quarter. Rough Riders score on a nice pass from Cody Wallace to Braden Sullivan. And it's pretty much almost the same pass that Sharps scored on, just right down the middle, like a post pattern. Get behind the defense. And
showing on our stats, it was 11 yards shorter, but again, we talked, they were creeping up right over the top.
Logan Rush with the point after touchdown, and it is good. It's 6:04 remaining here in the third quarter on the Family Audiology scoreboard. It's the St. Mary's Rough Riders 28, the London Red Raiders 17. We'll be back with the Rough Rider kickoff right after this.
Speckman Automotive with stores in St. Mary's and Wapakoneta is your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Family run since 1960. Speckman Automotive upholds the tradition of blending old-fashioned customer service with modern technology that the customers expect and deserve. Shop local. Shop Speckman Automotive.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their 3-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your health care needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively. Spies Chiropractic. Make the right choice for your care.
And Roby calls his own number, and he'll get a couple before he is stopped by the Roughrider defense. Good job by the Roughrider defensive line up front. Jay Schaefer, Logan Compton, Hunter Mabry, and Jamal Kessler.
Attempted to run the same play they started the last drive with. The Roughriders were sitting on at that time. Not going to let that 10-yard carry happen again.
Roby under center, sends Sims in motion. He'll turn, he'll give the ball to number 23. It's into the ball game for the Red Raiders. That's Hunter Canny.
Canny's a 5'10", 180-pound junior. I believe it's the first time he's touching the ball for the evening.
It'll be third down, and we'll call it a long two for the Red Raiders. Ball is placed at their own 28-yard line. Sims in motion. Oh. Braden Sullivan a little disappointed in himself. He was the first one to Canny, but Canny was able to shake off the tackle and pick up a first down for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, if we see the...
I think Braden thought he should have had him.
If we see here on the replay, Sullivan was through, about untouched, shot through, made contact with the ball carrier, but just unable to wrap him up, bring him down, and allowed the Red Raiders to spin up for a first down.
Canny and Solers in the backfield. Give the ball to Solers. He'll take it to the left side. He'll break through, and he'll give him a gain of about 3 on the play, maybe 4. See where the officials spot the football.
I'll tell you what, Joe, there's some pad popping going on out there right now. There's some big ball carriers that St. Mary's is stepping up to the test.
4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter on the Family Audiology scoreboard. Roby pass, and oh my gosh, and it's a nice pass, and he runs out of bounds. Nice catch by Elijah Mitchell. And fortunately for the Roughriders, he was not able to stay in bounds, and he goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. So the Roughriders dodge a bullet there.
Quick pass, hit him right in stride.
Roby goes back to pass. He's going to pull it down, and he's going to get a couple, but he's not before he's tackled.
Roughrider defense with some nice coverage there. Similar to the play that they ran to Connor Lacey earlier on the rollout. 3 guys rolling out there to the right side of the field. Roughriders were sitting on it this time.
Number 44, Hunter Mabry, in on the tackle. Give him a gain of 2. We'll call it 3. We'll call it second down and 7. Solers goes to the left side, and he's going to be run out of bounds, but not before he picks up a gain of about 2 on the play. Clock continues to run on the Family Audiology scoreboard. We'll call it We're going to call it 3rd down and 6.
Damian Roby has now eclipsed 100 yards in the night throwing the ball. He's 7 for 10, 107 yards.
Hunter Sims, not sure where to line up. Pass went out to Sims. He's slow getting up. As a matter of fact, he's limping.
Bill Saver squared him up, just couldn't get him to the ground. Rough Rider pursuit got him knocked out.
Got a Dave Wildbacher penalty flag on the play. So that'll bring the ball back. Clock is starting. 2:10 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
The Red Raiders have some key penalties. Put themselves in the long down and distance here on 3rd downs.
Keep shooting themselves in the foot. Sims on the carry, I believe. Takes the quick pitch from Roby, and he runs to the sideline. He maybe picks up a couple on the play, so it'll be 4th down, and we're going to call it 9.
Joe, I believe that was supposed to be more of like an option play. Roby did seem to muff the snap right off the bat. Made a quick pitch to hopefully get outside the Rough Rider defense.
Fourth and long for the Red Raiders. Roby back to throw. Passes out. It's going to be enough for a 1st down as the pass is caught by Andrew Sims. And he's run out of bounds, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders.
Some nice bootleg action there by the Red Raiders. Multiple receivers downfield.
Gets a nice block by Connor Lacey.
Number 33 keeps finding those seams. Makes a nice catch, turns upfield, gets the 1st down.
1:10 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 for London at the Rough Rider 26-yard line.
Looks like we got some rain starting to fall here, Joe.
Roby on the quarterback keeper gets about 7 on the play. Oh, yeah. We'll call it 2nd down and 3 as he gains 7 on the quarterback keeper. Roby under center, turns, gives the ball to Mitchell. Mitchell gets down to about the 12-yard line before he is tackled and goes out of bounds. Clock is stopped with 25 ticks remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Again, Braden Sullivan was there. Came through, slipped the block. Just couldn't finish the play there at the point of attack. End up giving another 3 yards to the ball carrier.
Damian Roby, he's going to throw the ball out, and a pass is caught. I believe it's caught by Elijah Mitchell for a touchdown.
That was quite the effort. Juggled it a little bit. Initially thought Rough Riders 37 might undercut that. Mitchell came down for it in the end zone.
Jacob Kessler, a sophomore, out there on the defense, along with Sharp. That was just an athletic play right there. Bobbled it in the air and then was able to find it and catch it for a touchdown for the London Red Raiders, which gives them 23 points on the Family Audiology scoreboard. They trail by 5, and they are going for 2. Roby, right side, up the middle, and he's in. The officials that's on the goal line, both of them raise their hands, so the point after, the 2-point conversion is good. And with 6 seconds remaining on the Family Audiology scoreboard, it's the St. Mary's Roughriders 28 and the London Red Raiders 25. We'll be back with the London kickoff right after this.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Alrighty, we're back at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs. Glad to have you along wherever you may be watching tonight's ball game. The season opener for the St. Mary's Roughriders as they host the London Red Raiders. And the score on the Family Audiology scoreboard is the Roughriders 28, the Red Raiders 25. This kickoff return is being brought to you by Laura Yelton, State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. Laura Yelton, State Farm Insurance in St. Mary's.
Now the Red Raiders, they have the potential of doing an onside kick at any time with the formation they take
Yes,
pre-kick.
they do. Sharp, Sullivan, and Perry back to return the kickoff, and it's going to come to Sullivan. Braden to the 25, to the 30, to the 35. He'll push it out to about the 38-yard line, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. With the score on our Family Audiology scoreboard, it's the St. Mary's Roughriders 28, the London Red Raiders 25. It's time now for another Big Ralph Rider replay brought to you by Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub, home of the signature Big Ralph. Sub, pizza, and calzone. Give them a call at 419-394-2244. We hope you enjoy this edition of the Big Ralph Rider replay.
Backfield. Sean turns, hands the ball. John Minker. Minker breaks the tackle, cuts to the outside, breaks another one, gets inside the 40, down to the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Goes junior, tailback, John Minker.
John Minker. Ring a bell? Absolutely not.
I don't know if I recognize that name, Joe.
John Minker currently is the superintendent of the city's General Services Department.
Okay.
Yeah. But that goes back a long time. John Minker, in that call, was a junior, and he was a tailback for the Rough Riders and had a good career for the Rough Riders. Well, we're back for the final 12 of tonight's contest. Rough Riders lead by 3. They have the football. They set it up in a full house backfield. Wallace will give the ball to, I want to say Sullivan.
It was indeed Sullivan.
Yep. Braden Sullivan, the ball carrier.
Looked to cut it back.
Picks up 5 yards on the play. We'll call it second down and 5. And you know, you made a comment during the break. It'd be nice for another 7-minute drive by the Rough Riders and putting it in the end zone. Chew up some of this clock. Keep the Red Raider offense off the field because they seem to be starting to click. Keegan Sharp down the right sideline before he runs out of bounds, but it'll be a Fowler TV first down as Keegan Sharp shows some speed as he turns the corner.
Yeah, Joe, we check back on the replay here, and got big Greg Felver, I believe it is, out in front, leading the way on that guard.
So after the Fowler TV first down, it'll be Rough Riders 1st and 10 inside the 50-yard line. Aiden Hinkle. Boy, Aiden Hinkle just carrying white shirts for another 5 yards, and he picks up a gain of about 15 yards on the play. It's another Fowler TV first down.
I think that's another one of those holes, Joe, that you're getting 5 yards on going through.
Full house in the backfield. Here comes Keegan Sharp to the right side, waiting for his blockers.
Ooh.
Gets popped pretty good, but he was able to pick up about 5 on the play, so we'll call it 2nd down and 5.
Sharp showed nice patience there, kind of waiting for everything to get out in front of him, get developed, and still picking up 5 yards on the sweep.
Caleb Miller, center, leads him out of the huddle. Wallace underneath. Give the ball to Hinkle up the middle, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. He'll pick up another Fowler TV first down. He'll get down close to the 20-yard line. They'll move the sticks, and the Rough Riders will set up shop at about the 20-yard line.
Hinkle's running hard here in the second half of this game.
So the Rough Riders in the red zone. We're going to spot the ball right at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Full house in the backfield. Wallace under center. Give the ball to Hinkle. Good blocking at the point of attack, and we'll give Aiden a gain of about 5 on the play, maybe 6. And we'll give him 5. We'll call it 2nd down and 5. The ball is placed at the Red Raider 14-yard line.
Got some Red Raiders defensive linemen jogging on and off the field, and Rough Riders are wearing on them with this nice drive they're putting together.
Quarterback sneak by Wallace, and he'll be close to the first down. Give credit where credit is due up front. Good job by the offensive front. Braden Saylor, Trent Wyckoff, Caleb Miller at center, Greg Felver, Xavier LeClaire, and Eli Rickard.
We talked about our keys to the game. We knew that St. Mary's offensive line was big. We just hadn't seen, they just hadn't proven themselves yet just because they hadn't been on the field. But we're kind of seeing now that, especially on those quarterback sneaks, that surge and the size coming off is moving the pile.
Clock continues to run. It'll be 3rd down and less than 1. Give the ball to Hinkle. Spin move. He'll be down close to the 5-yard line when it's all said and done. So we'll give Aiden a gain of 5.
St. Mary's is over 40 carries on the night with around 228 total rushing yards.
How many yards of total offense do they have?
Total offense, the Rough Riders are 305. The other 77 yards coming to the 2 touchdown passes by Cody Wallace.
Miller out over the football. Full house in the backfield. Miller, to Hinkle. Hinkle, touchdown from 5 yards out.
That's the drive the Rough Riders needed. Might have not taken as much time as you wanted, but when you're chunking yards like that.
Was that the first time we've seen the fireball? Is that, or have they done it every time they've scored?
I haven't been paying attention, but I think I might have saw it once out of the corner of my
did
eye
you?
earlier.
I just saw it there. Nice run by Aiden Hinkle. Good job by the people up front. And the Rough Riders put 6 more on the board with the point after coming by Logan Rush out of the hold of Braden Sullivan. And we've got offsides. Now that moves the ball, half the distance to the goal? We have a Dave Wildbacher penalty flag that was offsides by London. They're going to decline the penalty, so they'll keep the ball right where it's at. And Logan Rush will attempt the point after out of the hold of Sullivan. There's a snap. The ball's down, and it's not a good snap at all. And we've got a penalty flag on the field.
If I'm guessing right, Joe, I believe they hit the center.
Ah.
Thinking that's going to be on the
So
Red Raiders.
Let's watch the center position. Well, they jumped over him.
Maybe they did.
Well, the Rough Riders are coming to the sideline. The Red Raiders are doing the same. So apparently whatever transpired is going to be it. So the point after touchdown attempt is no good. It wasn't pretty, was it? So with the score, with 8:13 remaining here in the ball game, it's the St. Mary's Roughriders 34, the London Red Raiders 25 on the Family Audiology scoreboard. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back right after this.
Colder weather is just around the corner, and you want to make sure your family's vehicle is tuned up and ready to go. Rabel's Auto Service has been voted the best auto repair center in St. Mary's the last 3 years. And did you know they will pick up and deliver your vehicle for free? Give Rabel's Auto Service a call at 419-394-1624 or stop in and see Jeremy at 1610 Salina Road in St. Mary's. Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's. Give them a call today.
All righty, this kickoff is being brought to you by Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. Lori Yelton State Farm Insurance. We have some clarification on the penalty flag on the point after, and it was what, an illegal kick?
Yeah, it seems that the ball bounced, and then he kicked it again as it was bouncing. So
Elijah Mitchell at about the 8-yard line. He takes it to about the 30 to the 35. We got a flag flying. And let's check that. That was not Mitchell. That was actually Hunter Canny.
I'm guessing that one's coming back, Joe. Looks like we had a little laundry on the field.
Dave Weilbacher penalty flag on the field, and it's a hold, and it'll
right there in the middle.
Yep.
See if we can get the number of the guilty culprit. Maybe 45.
Jesse Rojo, the guilty party on the hold for the Red Raiders, and it'll push them back. Tell you what, the Red Raiders, the last 2 possessions they've had, have moved the football extremely well against this Rough Rider defense, and the Rough Rider defense has the work cut out for them.
Yeah, they're taking a play out of the Rough Riders book with the ground and pound and then hitting it over the top when the Rough Riders start to creep. Damian Roby is up to 135 yards total passing on 9 of 12 completions.
Good pursuit there by the Rough Rider defense. If there's no gain on the play, Jamal Kessler, Caden Sharp in on the play for the Rough Riders. We'll call it second down, and, well, they're going to call it 9. Roby.
Looks like Sharp attempting to cover 2 guys right there. A little miscommunication on the back end of the Rough Rider defense. Lucky that the Red Raider
pass was overthrown. He had the defender split, and I think he's got a cramp, so we're going to get an official timeout on the field as they attend to the receiver. I don't want to speculate, but I think it was Hunter Canny, but I'm not sure. So we're going to take a quick timeout while they attend to the injured player. We're going to come back with the score with 7:31 remaining in the football contest. It's the Rough Riders 34, the Red Raiders 25 on the Family Audiology scoreboard. Back right after this.
Speckman Automotive with stores in St. Mary's and Wapakoneta is your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Family run since 1960, Speckman Automotive upholds the tradition of blending old-fashioned customer service with modern technology that the customers expect and deserve. Shop local. Shop Speckman Automotive.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Hopefully within the next few minutes we'll have a winner on tonight's trivia question. It'll be third down, and we'll call it a long 10 for the Red Raiders to pick up a first down. The ball is placed at their own 20-yard line. There's a throwback pass, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Andrew Sims. He drops the football, and that'll force the Red Raiders into a punting situation.
That's a big drop because Sims has shown the ability to break a couple tackles. The Rough Riders had guys in pursuit, but it would have been one-on-one initially.
The Red Raiders will be punting the football. Back to receive the punt is Sullivan and Keegan Sharp. Got it. The delay a game. And that'll push the punting team back 5 more yards. We want to congratulate Eric Spicer. He is the winner of our Rough Rider trivia question. The question was, what WBL opponent has the largest winning margin of victory over the Rough Riders, and within 6 points either way? Name that winning margin. Sullivan at the 50 to the 45. And he's brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. And the answer was in 2012, the OG Titans beat the St. Mary's Rough Riders by a score of 62-0. And so you had a leeway of 56 to 68 points, but I believe Eric had it right on the button at 62 points. And you say he probably played in that game.
It pains me. It pains me to announce Eric as the winner after his comments earlier about the new commentary going on here. So. Luckily, Joe was on your side and wanted a fair competition.
Exactly.
We might have went
well,
elsewhere.
The character generator spit it out. That's how come we had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Sharp to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, waiting on a block, to the 5. Touchdown, Eric. Keegan Sharp. I wanted to say Eric Spicer. Keegan Sharp.
Sharp with a
nice run.
Excellent patience, waiting for Felver to get out in front of him. Seals the end.
Good job down by Felver. Nice block downfield, and Keegan Sharp scores for the Rough Riders.
We've called Greg Felver's name downfield an awful lot. He's going to be well praised for that in the morning.
Absolutely. Well, for Eric Spicer's correct win, he'll get receive a gift card for a 15-inch pizza from Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub, and he can pick that gift card up at Laura Yelton State Farm Insurance next week during normal business hours. 2-point conversion attempt, and Sullivan converts the 2-point conversion, and the Rough Riders go up 42-25 with 7:06 remaining on the Family Audiology scoreboard. We see Sharp's touchdown run again on the instant replay as we go to break. We'll come back with the Rough Rider kickoff right after this.
Speckman Automotive with stores in St. Mary's and Wapakoneta is your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Family run since 1960, Speckman Automotive upholds the tradition of blending old-fashioned customer service with modern technology that the customers expect and deserve. Shop local. Shop Speckman Automotive.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their 3-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your healthcare needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively. Spees Chiropractic. Make the right choice for your care.
This Rough Rider kickoff being brought to you by Laura Yelton State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. Laura Yelton State Farm Insurance. The kickoff was bobbled but picked up by the Red Raiders. They advance it to the 32-yard line where they will have it 1st and 10.
We were talking over the break that the Rough Riders now have 3 ball carriers over 80 yards. Aiden Hinkle, 14 carries for 80. Colton Mabry, 14 carries for 80. And Keegan Sharp has 7 carries for 84 yards with that long of 40 there for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
Wow. Damian Roby in the shotgun all by himself. He's going to go up top. The pass is up, and it is caught and dropped. So it's an incomplete pass. It was almost pulled in. Well, the Rough Rider secondary have to realize that they're going to go to the air and they're going to try to score quickly. But that's Elijah Mitchell had it in his hands and dropped it, and I think it was just a good strip.
That was a heck of a play by Braden Sullivan. Got his hand right on the ball, punched it out.
Roby throws a quick sideline, and the pass was intended to Braden Datello, tight end. It falls incomplete, so it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 10 for the Red Raiders.
I would expect the Red Raiders to stay with the air here. A drop pass and a nice play by the Roughriders is the only thing keeping them from the 1st down at this point.
Nice pass, it was incomplete. Nice coverage there on the play by Hayden Davis. He hit the receiver just as the ball got there as well. No pass interference, but good job by Hayden Davis. So it'll bring up 4th down and 10. And Drew, you look up at the scoreboard, and the Roughriders have quietly really put up 42 points.
Yeah, this has been a good night looking at the offensive stats. We've eclipsed 350 yards, 273 on the ground. Roughriders got to be happy with this performance thus far on the offensive side of the ball.
Roby's quick pass. Boy, he threw a bullet. And the Roughriders will have the football as the Red Raiders turn it over on downs. And
Roughriders kind of caught multiple breaks on that drive, a couple drop passes.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, the offense trots back out on the field, hopefully add to the score.
We'll see if the Roughriders keep it on the ground and chew up a lot of this clock. 6:42 remaining in the contest. The Roughriders lead on the Family Audiology scoreboard, 42-25. The ball will be placed at the Red Raider 32-yard line. Roughriders come out in the full house backfield. Wallace will turn. He'll give the ball to Hinkle up the middle, just straight up the middle, just power running.
This is textbook for the Roughriders. The wear and tear of the offense is constantly getting hit by these big guys up front is just taking its toll on the Red Raiders and starting to show as they call a timeout to kind of give their guys a breather.
6:26 remaining. We do have a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick break. Your Roughriders lead 42-25 on the Family Audiology scoreboard. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Wow.
We don't use half of what it can do.
Oh, really?
Like, you can track formation and time.
Wow. Back at Grand Lake Health Systems Field, Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs. 6:26 remaining in the football contest. Roughriders up 42-25. They have the football at the Red Raider 25-yard line, and it's 2nd down and 3. Roughriders come out. Tight formation. Give the football to Caleb Felber.
Roughriders have a couple pair of brothers on this team with the Felver boys and the Sharp boys. Good to see Caleb Felver getting a carry there. Fighting hard for yards.
Caleb's a 5'7", 135-pound senior. So it'll be a Fowler TV 1st down. So the Roughriders will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Clock continues to run. We're down to around 6 minutes. Colton Mabry goes to the left, and we got a Dave Weilbacher penalty on the play, and they're coming from everywhere. And boy, Xavier LeClaire had 2 people wrestled to the ground at about the 2-yard line. I don't know if we'll be able to see it in our replay. He's way down there.
LeClaire was driving those guys until the whistle.
So we got a hold on the Roughriders. So we'll march it back, and it'll be first and 20.
Red Raiders seemed a little upset that Leclerc was driving for that long, but the refs have consistently let the ball carriers fight for yards all night, so it's just one of those things that they have to be expecting at this point in the game.
Ball will be placed at the London 30-yard line. Clock continues to run. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Felver on the carry. I think he lost his helmet. Kevin Perry checking into the ball game.
Story of the second half is Rough Riders starting in great field position. The London Raiders have not as much. Time of possession is about even. Looking through the game thus far, Rough Riders are actually down, but have expanded the lead and are looking to do so even more on this drive.
Kevin Perry on the carry to the left side. Give him a gain of about 5 on the play. And if you go over here and you look at the St. Mary's and you look at the average yard per play, we'll get it updated here. I think they're over 7 yards per play. Right, you're right in there, about 7.5.
Yeah,
there you go, right
7.5
there.
a play.
60 offensive plays.
Yep. 6 yards a carry. Rough Riders are 1 yard away from breaking the 300 mark, which is always the goal for this Rough Rider offense.
Wow. We'll call it 3rd down and 6. Clock continues to run. You see it on your screen. 4:15. Sharp.
Looks like with that carry, Joe, they're going to go over the 300 mark.
We'll give him a gain of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down, and we'll call it a long 2 for the Rough Riders. We'll see, obviously, here comes Colton Mabry into the ball game. Kevin Perry will sit down.
You'd assume with the recent kicking struggles, the Riders are just opting to keep the offense out there, get the 2 yards, hopefully, and ice this game off.
Keep the clock running, and that should just about do it. Rough Riders have all 3 timeouts. The Red Raiders have 2. Well, they're not going to get it. As a matter of fact, they're going to lose a yard, and they're going to turn the ball over on downs. So it'll be the London Red Raider ball. It'll be 1st and 10.
Looks like Vitello just shot across face of the tackle there and made a play in the backfield to keep from getting the 1st down.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. The ball is at their own 10-yard, well, not at the 10-yard line. It's at their own 14-yard line. Roby goes up with the throw. I think the pass was tipped by his own player and then right into the hands of the receiver.
Yeah, I don't think that's how they drew it up, but I'm sure they'll take the 8 yards that they gained.
That was tipped there and goes right into the hands of Hunter Canny.
You'd think if Sharp kept his eyes up there, you're possibly looking at the walk-in pick 6 there. Just off the tip, he's just looking to make the tackle.
Give him a gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Roby, quick pass across the middle. Nice pitch and catch. I think that was Canny as well. Well, that's Lacey.
A little backside slant.
Yep.
Rough Riders giving a little cushion here. The 17-point lead. No reason to get anything over the top.
Clock is stopped as they move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10. Clock now rolling. 1st and 10 at the Raider 32-yard line. Damon Roby steps back, and he's going to go to Mitchell. Heath Dillsaver had a shot at it, and I'll tell you what, if Mitchell would have caught this one, he might have cut inside and gone. Yeah, if he would have caught that one, it would have been in 6.
This game would have been a lot closer than after that. There was nobody even within the vicinity if that ball gets caught. Looks like Dilsaver came out of the game and in-checked Jacob Kessler.
Pass is complete. Connor Lacey on the reception. We'll give him a gain of 7. We'll call it 3rd down and 3. Clock is stopped as he went out of bounds.
Got to give the Red Raiders props. They're using their sidelines here well, keeping the ball out of bounds, keeping that clock stopped, giving themselves a chance to keep as much time as possible on the clock.
Red Raiders still have 2 timeouts. And he just caught that and then threw it. Pass was intended for Elijah Mitchell.
If we check the replay, was there possible pressure right in his face? Just had to get rid of it, give those receivers some kind of chance, but he sailed that about 10 yards over his head into the sideline.
.222 remaining on the Family Audiology scoreboard. 4th down, and we'll call it
looks like about 3.
Oh, nice catch.
Heck of a catch there. Roughrider defender was sitting on the play.
Pass was caught by Connor Lacey, the 6'1 junior. So they'll move the chains. We'll get a fresh set of downs for London. Those are the football setting at the Red Raider 45-yard line.
Red Raiders might have themselves one with Connor Lacey. He's made some big-time plays tonight, even with the scoreboard being what it is.
Roby is brought down by Jace Schaefer. He was kind of flushed out of the pocket. Good pressure put on there by Hayden Davis and flushed him right into the hands of Jace Schaefer.
That's just how defensive coordinator Nicky O draws it up. You bring that edge pressure. If the blitzing linebacker doesn't get to him, steps up. Schaefer's sitting there with his contained, walks right into him.
We'll give him a loss of about 4 on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 14. Roby. Nice catch there. I think that was Hunter Canny, I believe, 23.
Another nice play by a Roughrider defensive end, though.
Andrew Sims.
Jamal Kessler reading that screen, staying home, holding him down on top.
We're going to be under a minute to play. It's a snap of the football. We're at 57 seconds. 3rd down and 13. Pass inside, it goes to Canny. And it's a good pickup, but it's going to be short of a 1st down. So it'll be 4th down, and we'll call it about 1. Clock continues to run, 40 seconds. And we got a timeout on the field called by London. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the final 40 seconds right after this.
Unique Awards and Signs, here to take care of your signage, graphic award, and gift customization needs. From banners for your graduate or corporate sponsors to awards recognizing those dedicated employees or champion sport teams. Stop in at 1865 Salina Road or call us at 419-394-1612.
VFW 9289's mission is to honor all veterans, past, present, and future. Come on out on Football Friday nights to watch the live stream of Roughrider football. VFW 9289, a proud sponsor of Rider Nation Station.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs. The final 40 seconds before us. The Red Raiders out on the field. Here comes the Roughrider defense. Again, congratulations to Eric Spicer, winner of our Roughrider trivia question. He wins a gift card for a 15-inch pizza to Guarneri's Pizzeria and Pub. You pick that up at Laura Yelton State Farm Insurance during business hours next week. That pass is completed and is good enough for a 1st down into the hands of Hunter Canny. Clock stops at 34 ticks as they move the chains.
Riders just giving up the soft stuff underneath, even on 4th down. Just make sure they don't give up a big play and a touchdown.
Pass intended for Elijah Mitchell. It sails out of bounds, stops the clock with 16 seconds. Oh, well, we got a break in the action, Drew. I want to thank you for coming up and done a great job.
I appreciate it, Joe. Appreciate the opportunity. Like I said, if I make it big, I'll remember the old Rider Nation station. I'll definitely flip them a game check or something.
Give us a mention.
Yeah, there we go.
Awesome. Pass is complete to Andrew Sims. Still fighting, the clock's still ticking, and that should be, well, the clock is stopped. Well, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it right here. Red Raiders call a timeout. It's their last, with 7 seconds remaining in the football contest. I'm not really sure what this is all about or why they would do something like this, but nonetheless, maybe Kyle Cutler, the head coach of the Red Raiders, is drawing something up. Maybe he can get 6 on the scoreboard, make it a little bit more respectable, but completely different outcome than it was last year. Last year, the Rough Riders won it, and it was a hard-fought contest down in London. Rough Riders come away with a 10-7 win. Again, like you said, the Red Raiders lost a lot of seniors and lost a D1 linebacker, and of course, just really not the same offensive football team that we saw last year. That pass is intended and overthrown, and the clock is stopped at 2 seconds. But the Rough Riders are going to come away with a big 42-25 win. And again, it just seemed like the flow wasn't. The flow went back and forth. It was the Red Raiders for a while, then it was the Rough Rider offense, and then the defense stepped up for the Riders and stopped them, and then it just was back and forth. But, when it's all said and done, you look at the Riders, they put 42 points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, the Rough Riders definitely had that turning point there. The Red Raiders came out at the beginning of the half. They would have liked to get 7 there, and I think they're probably going to be kicking themselves for that one. But instead of the 7 and tying it up, they get the 3. Rough Riders come out,
right,
do what they do on offense, and it was an explosive night for the offense. 50 carries, 301 yards. I mean, nothing to complain about on the ground. Not a whole lot of stops being made in that aspect. Rough Rider defense played well in the against the run game as well. 30 carries for only 80 yards.
Wow.
198 given up in the air. Some of this in the junk time here at the end, kind of little stats going up, but
you by any chance don't happen to have any scores in the around the Western Buckeye League?
Let me see if I can find some
for the last play.
Looks like Elida won 31-0 is the final I have there.
Over Spencerville.
Last I saw, Wapak was down 21-7 in the 4th quarter against Marion Local.
And that's a touchdown, 26 yards completed to Elijah Mitchell. And he crosses the end zone. Right there's it is on our replay. Nice. Well, it wasn't Mitchell. That was June Turner, number 13. So June Turner catches the pass from Damon Roby. And Turner is a 5'8", 148-pound sophomore. And that's going to be the end of the ball game with the final score, the St. Mary's Rough Riders 42, the London Red Raiders 31. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we'll have the Hewer Renovating postgame show right after this.
Head to Varsity Lanes for the pregame or postgame party. Dinner, beverages, and bowling with the best prices in town. Varsity Lanes also specializes in birthday parties or office and corporate parties of all sizes. Varsity Lanes is the home of 2 boys and 2 girls state championship titles. Eat, drink, and bowl where the state winners are built. Proud supporters of Rough Rider Athletics, Varsity Lanes.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Walbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Walbacher for all your legal needs.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Field, where the St. Mary's Roughriders defeat the London Red Raiders by a score of 42-31. It's time now for our Hewer Renovating postgame show, brought to you by Hewer Renovating, your residential specialist. Give Craig a call at 419-394-8643 for all your home renovation needs. Drew, let's take a look at the team statistics here in the contest.
Yeah, Joe, we kind of covered them here right before the last break, but like I said, Roughriders ended with 378 total yards, only throwing the ball twice, but connecting and scoring 2 touchdowns for a total of 77 yards. 2 very pretty balls from Cody Wallace. Rushing-wise, Roughriders 50 carries on the night, 301 yards. They did lose 1 fumble, but did not seem to put much of a wrench in the Roughriders running game. It ended with 6 penalties for 50 yards. Not too much to complain about being the opening game. Time of possession, Roughriders had the ball for 23 minutes and 38 seconds. Actually, not having the ball as long as the Red Raiders, who had it for 24 minutes and 22 seconds. As a team, the Red Raiders had 305 total yards, went 18 for 31. Damian Roby for 225 yards. That last one adding to the mix a little bit. 30 rushes for 80 yards. And 8 penalties for 79 yards. A big stat here, like we kind of mentioned at half, only 1 for 12 on third down conversions. A lot of that you can chalk up to putting themselves in long positions, third and 10s, third and 15s due to penalties, due to lost yards on second down. So I think that's kind of the story of the game there. They did not convert the third downs, and the Roughriders didn't see as many third downs because they kept the ball moving early.
Well, when you take a look at the scoring quarter by quarter, at the end of the first quarter break, it was tied 7-7. Of course, the Red Raiders scored on the very first play of the ball game as they were able to complete like a 41-yard pass for a touchdown. They jumped out to an early 7-0 lead. The Riders were able to score and tie it up by the end of the first quarter. Then St. Mary's outscored London in the second quarter 14-7 to take a 21-14 lead into the locker room at halftime. London outscored St. Mary's 11-7 in the third quarter. They were able to put 8 touchdown on the board, and then they went for a 2-point conversion, and then they kicked a field goal. And they outscored St. Mary's 11-7 in the third quarter, and then of course St. Mary's put up 14 points in the fourth quarter to London's 6, and win this one going away 42-31. That's scoring quarter by quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to take a look at some of the individual numbers, and we're going to wrap things up here from Grand Lake Health Systems Field. We'll do that and more right after this.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All righty, we welcome you back to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Joe Hurlbert alongside Drew Jacobs, where the Roughriders win it going away 42-31. We've taken a look at the team numbers in the ball game. Let's take a look at some of the individual numbers, Drew.
So for the Roughriders, 3 ball carriers over 80 yards, like we talked about. 15 rushes for 87 for Aiden Hinkle, 14 for 80 for Colton Mabry. And your leading rusher on the night was Keegan Sharp with only 8 carries, but had 88 total with that big one there at the end for 40. With the rushing for London, you got to assume that nobody had more than 40 with I just lost my train of thought with Solers being their leading rusher touching the ball. Didn't seem like they carried it 30 times, but I guess they started the half off there using the quarterback a little bit as well. Roughriders ended the night with 6 yards of rush, and then 7.3 a play and over 7 yards of play. There's no complaints there on offense.
Well, for the St. Mary's Roughriders, it was a good season opener for them, a big win for them against a good opponent. as we talked about during the course of the ball game, I don't think this is the quality of opponent that they faced last year. But nonetheless, when it's all said and done, the dust settles and the smoke clears. A win's a win. And the Roughriders, with over 300 yards of offense in the ball game, that's something to hang your hat on. Great job from the offensive line, the defensive line. It was just a good all-around game, and I'm sure Coach Bo Fry will have a lot of things to say as the team meets and prepares for Defiance next week as they start the Western Buckeye League season. Of course, Rider Nation Station will be there to bring you the game between the Defiance Bulldogs and the St. Mary's Roughriders. Well, that's going to wrap it up for Rider Nation Station here at Grand Lake Health System Field. Drew, again, it was a pleasure working with you. I appreciate you stepping up as Zach decides he wants to take a vacation on the season opener. But nonetheless, I think he went to Florida. I think that's where he went.
That's what he was telling me.
And he was going
Disneyland of some or something.
Well, I think he's trying out for one of the Seven Dwarfs.
That would probably be about right. So, I guess if he gets the part though, then I can continue my broadcasting career. So,
absolutely.
Hey, I guess I'll cheer. I can cheer for him.
Absolutely. Well, again, appreciate you stepping in for Zach. For our entire Rider Nation Station crew, all of our camera crew, and for those that are in the truck, and for Drew Jacobs, I'm Joe Hurlbert from Grand Lake Health System Field. One final time, our final score. The St. Mary's Roughriders win it over London by a score of 42-21. Until next time, so long, everyone.
Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.